At least we're not, playing this, like...
Is there not a continue button?
Okay, there we go, there we go. Okay, load. There we go. I was just being stupid. I'm glad that we're not doing this, like, a month after, or like 2 months after, like we did the last time.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, almost a month, based on this timestamp here, but... Alright, so...
I think we had, like, we'd, like...
We talked to Doughboy.
Cross-examined her
I remember
twice,
that.
and now we're trying to prove that she done something with the brakes.
Question Megan Kanecki about the car brakes. Find out who is behind BG Turtles. Investigate the Klaus orphanage. I think what I want to do first, actually, is go outside. Because I think, like, every time we can talk to... Yeah, we can talk to, Fuck, what's his name? I feel bad.
Ernest.
Ernest. We can talk to Ernest about new characters that we meet, so... Of all the people to be involved in this case, it just had to be Doughboy, didn't it?
You've got quite the grudge against him.
That's because he won't stop vandalizing our shop. Art belongs in the museum, not on the side of my dad's store. Customers etiquette... Customers equate graffiti to crime, and crime means fewer customers. He's been at this for the past 2 months. Every time we try to run him off, he just comes right back, like a cockroach.
Unfortunately, vandalism's a tough crime to fight against. Even if we had infinite resources to throw at the problem, there'll always be more graffiti to deal with.
One way or another, I'll take you down, Doughboy. She's literally gonna, like, football tackle him. Yeah, I think just review the statement.
I forget who was voicing her, actually.
I think it was you. I think.
Yeah, alright.
I can't really remember, but considering I'm Justina, you should probably voice Meg anyway. Requested Fry to buy replacement car brakes around 1 p.m. Fry never delivered them. So you got them yourself. I think it's probably this one. You didn't get them yourself. Nope, okay.
She requested Fry to get them, right?
Yeah. This is probably what it is. Order them online. Yep. An interesting thing happened today. We paid a visit to the Fry Noyle. He claims that you asked him to pick up those car brakes for you just before the accident. You two got into a fight about something, and so he left with them. You didn't pick up those brakes. Tell us the truth.
Please, Meg, don't keep lying. It was an accident, I swear. Tell us what happened. It was me. I broke the brakes. I was under the steering wheel of the car, and I must have been putting my weight on the pedal. I thought it would be fine, but I ended up snapping the bridge in half.
Oh!
That's when I asked Fry for help. After he left with them, I tried using metal glue and tape to repair it temporarily. Then I went on break, hoping it would be fine. But then they failed when Bill tried to drive it. Was Bill aware of this? I was going to tell him, but he got back before I finished my break. I didn't have a chance to tell him. The glue and tape must have come off while he was driving. I didn't get to explain what happened until after the crash.
Hold on. If it was an accident, why didn't you tell the police that?
If my boss found out that I nearly killed a customer, I'd have been fired for sure. The landlady said she saw someone leaving the parking lot, and so that's who took the blame. Bill and I never told her the truth. We just agreed to her side of the story. So he was trying to protect you.
The person leaving, was that Fry? He said he left at 1:30. How could the landlady have seen him then?
I don't know. Maybe he lingered around a bit? He was very upset about that stupid letter. I told him I didn't write it, but he didn't believe me. That was the last time we spoke. If you didn't write it, then who did? I don't know. It must have been a cruel prank. I'm really sorry about everything. Stream's lagging.
No, sorry.
Don't be. Bill should have told me.
Detective, what do we do?
I was really looking forward to catching the one who hurt my friend. But not like this. Miss Assistant, I need you to do me a favor. Head back to the station with Meg. We need her to give us the full facts of this case. Am I under arrest? It's just a routine procedure, as long as you'll come willingly. If you cooperate, I'll make sure this doesn't appear on your criminal record. Can you do that? I understand. I'll go.
What about you?
I'll keep investigating what we actually came here for. Tell the others I said hello.
Hello, Ernest here?
Oh.
I could really feel the enthusiasm with that one.
Yeah.
I'm back, Miss Earl. I brought a guest with me.
I was expecting you to. Detective Hunt called and told me what happened. I thought I told you that this case was closed. I suppose we can worry about that later. Miss Kaneki, right? I'm Sue P. Earl, and I'm the head clerk here. Do you mind coming with me? I want to get the full story. Sure, okay.
Don't worry, Meg. Just tell her the truth and everything will be fine. Well, I hope she'll be okay.
Justy, you're back.
Sophie,
Yeah,
don't surprise me like that.
Sorry. I'm just happy to see you. You solved the case. If you keep going like this, you'll be a full detective before you know it.
Thanks, I guess? But I wish you could have been there. This was your first case.
Don't worry about it. It's better to be solved by you than let it go cold forever.
But...
No buts. You still have a bigger case to solve, so chin up. How did things at the orphanage go? Did you and Red find anything on BG Turtles?
no, nothing at all. Whatever's going on, it looks like the orphanage has nothing to do with it.
Well, I did some digging myself. From what I could find, the charity could legally transfer the money, as long as it was agreed to by both the charity and the orphanage. The money would also need to be used within the confines of what's permissible for charity money. Specifically, it can't be used for the benefit of anyone at the charity or the orphanage. But I couldn't find anything on BG Turtles LLC itself.
So, where do we even go from here? If only we still had Chandra's proof.
Well, why don't we try talking to her again?
Who, Chandra?
Yeah, maybe she can point us in the right direction. It's worth a shot anyways.
You've got a point. Let's go.
You wait in the interrogation room. I'll go grab Chandra.
Plot twist, Chandra's already dead. Oh, nope, she's good.
So Sophie's joining us in the interrogation room for the first time.
Yeah. Interesting.
Good afternoon, Chandra. How are you holding up? As well as I could be, given everything. Did you find out anything?
Unfortunately not. We don't have much to go off of right now. All we have is your claim, but without any proof, we've got nothing.
We thought you could help us. Well, I'll help however I can. What do you want to know? I wanted to ask, why exactly did you decide to steal half the money from the safe? You must have had a reason. I thought I went over this before, but I guess I can explain it again. Owen had me help him with the accounting work for the charity money. While I was going over the numbers, I learned that part of the money was missing. I dug further, and that's when I was able to find the name BG Turtles LLC. So the amount of money that was supposed to be in the safe wasn't there. If we took half the money in the safe, it would make it obvious what the true amount was. Then the Eubanks would be exposed for their theft. That's pretty clever.
So how much money was supposed to be in the safe?
Roughly 380,000 alms.
Okay, yeah, nothing's related yet. Then that means that the amount that was actually in the safe was 355,000 alms. Okay, no, yeah, it is related. Wait, that's it. Sophie, the police recorded the amount of money in the safe, right?
They should have. I'll go check with Sue.
We'll need to confirm the fund-raised amount as well. Do you know where we might find a record of that?
Well, the Eubanks should have it.
Good luck to us trying to get anything out of them. Right, I doubt we'll get them to cooperate with us willingly. So we have to do something illegal! I don't think either of the Eubanks would be happy if we showed up at the estate again.
Well, we could always try their office in the city. I'm sure they'd have records there.
Good idea. Let's give that a shot then. Thank you for your help, Chandra.
Good luck.
I hate to keep bothering Chandra, but she's the only chance we have. Could the Eubanks really have stolen the money themselves? If so, then why? Maybe it's like Detective Hunt said. They do it because they can. But I can't shake the feeling there's more to this story. Case end? Nope.
Hey, Justy, I'm back.
Sophie, what did you find out?
You were right. There were about 355,000 alms recovered from the safe money.
That is, Aha! Now we just have to find the Eubanks records and they'll have nothing to hide behind.
You're pumped up. You're all pumped up all of a sudden.
It's just, after seeing what Chandra went through with her firing and how much the orphanage means to Detective Hunt, I can't let all of that be in vain. It's up to us to solve this case now.
That's the spirit. I like the sight of you, Justy.
Spirit of justice? Anyway, let's head out. We can take the police cruiser.
Why would we ever do that when we have Zephyr? Ooh, yay.
Hang on, I still haven't recovered from the last time we rode that. My head and stomach were spinning for the whole next day.
Aw, come on. We'll get there so much faster. Just hold on to me. You'll be fine.
But...
I do kind of like that they're sort of setting up a friendship between these two.
yeah. Needless to say, I hugged the ground as soon as we arrived. Not a thrill seeker, huh? Wow, so this is Eubank Investments. It's just as cold and dreary as I expected. They could at least hang a painting or two.
Excuse me. Can I help you with something?
Ah! Why does every person in this city sneak up on me?
We're with the Azure City's police. I'm Detective Sophie Swift, and this is my assistant, Justina Smith. Police officers, huh? Well, Eubank Investments is always happy to cooperate with the police. What can I assist you with, officers?
At this point, you might as well just hand me a badge. So then I can hand that badge to other people and show it to them. Well, you could start with your name.
Oh, my apologies. How rude of me. My name is Lau Ledger, Executive Assistant. Ledger.
Okay.
Now, was there some reason for your visit?
Administrative assistant at Eubank Investments. He's a bit of a pompous jerk and quite ambitious. His watch reminds me of Detective Hunt's watch.
I wonder if there's a connection there.
What's the age on those two? 26 and 35.
35.
Okay.
26 and 35?
That would be quite a difference. So, they wouldn't have gone to school together.
Yeah. Granted, though, it's possible. I mean, it's still possible they know each other. I mean, Ernest does know Meg, after all.
Yeah, that's true.
We're here to investigate the Klaus charity. I'm aware that Eubank Investments handles the fundraising. Klaus charity. I'm sorry, but you'll have to take up that matter with the president.
President?
Well, can we speak with him, then? I'm afraid he's not here at the moment. He's a very busy man.
Hang on a moment. We didn't come here just to be turned away. We suspect
Something
someone
about
involved...
taking his monocle in for servicing.
We suspect someone involved with the charity may have embezzled some of the money. The money embezzlement must have been for new monocles! I knew it! All we need is to verify the amount that was raised. Surely you could help us with that. That is, if you have nothing to hide. Wow. Bold move, Cotton. Let's see how it works out for you.
Embezzlement, huh? Yes. Yes, I believe I can help you with that. One moment, please.
Well, that certainly got him in the mood to cooperate. What do you make of all this, Sophie? Do you really think the Eubanks are hiding something?
You saw Chandra's files. There's clearly something Mr. Eubank doesn't want us knowing about. As for why, I'm not sure. But right now we should confirm that Chandra's info is correct.
You're right. By the way, about the accident case.
I don't have much to say on it. I'm just glad you and Red were able to solve it.
I just thought you should know. Your early investigation was invaluable to us. Without you, we wouldn't have been able to track down Doughboy. That was what led us back to Meg in the first place.
I should have figured all of it out on my own. Red trained me himself. He vouched for me to take on the car crash case. And I failed him, I failed Bill, and I failed myself.
That's not true. You're a great detective. You could have arrested Fry as soon as you found him. I certainly would have. But you didn't. You even wrote why in the case file. I spoke with the primary suspect, Fry Noyle. He said he broke the brakes and his motive was to gain street cred. But when asked for details, he refused to explain how he broke the brakes. Given how upfront he was about motive and opportunity, not explaining the means is unusual. This has led me to believe he is lying and is not our culprit. With no other evidence, I have no grounds to keep Fry Noyle as a suspect. Now tell me, were you honest when you wrote that?
I was?
Then you know you did the right thing. Today, Bill told us a lot of employers turn people down for a criminal record, no matter how small. You stopped that. No matter what I think of him, he shouldn't be arrested for crimes he didn't commit. If you ask me, that makes you a great detective.
You really mean that?
I do, and we're gonna prove it right now. We'll crack this embezzlement case and reveal the Eubanks' secrets. I have a feeling this might go farther than the Eubanks, but...
Justina Smith, ace auditor. I just, like, I don't know if it's just because I've been taking an auditing class during the summer, and still am right now, but it's like this, I don't know, this just seems, like, I don't know if this is something that police actually do, but usually, like, when you're going, I mean, maybe it's because it's not, like, quote-unquote auditing season, but this feels highly irregular. Like, usually you probably would get an auditor to do something like this.
Yeah.
Ladies.
Ah! Not again. How long has he been listening to us?
Here's the file you so politely requested. Take a look. I assure you all of our dealings are above board. We'll see about that.
Let's see. It's a pretty boring financial document. Thankfully, I'm pretty good at reading those. Total amount fundraised, 380,017 alms. Huh. Okay.
So the amount that should have been in the safe was 355,000. Is the idea that they... Sorry, I want to make sure I'm understanding this right. Is the idea that they're taking the... Is that the amount stolen from the safe was half of 355,000? Because I was under the impression it was like 25,000 or so, which doesn't make sense, because that's not even close to half. Yeah, 25,000 alms missing from the charity money. Okay, yeah.
Okay, so if I'm understanding this right, that's how much was fundraised, but there was only 355 in the safe.
Yeah, so it lines up with Chandra's statement.
Okay.
Yeah. Mr. Ledger, are you absolutely certain that's the correct amount?
Mr. Ledger. It's so dumb. I love it.
I mean, isn't there like a guy named... Isn't there like an actor or something named Heath Ledger?
Yeah, there is. You wanna know how I got these scars?
I can attest to its accuracy. Is there some sort of problem with that amount?
Should I reveal the discrepancy to him? I don't
I'm getting
think
the sense
so.
This is probably a fake choice, but honestly, like if I were doing this, I wouldn't be revealing. I wouldn't be showing our hand. Like we got what we came for.
This is like confidential police information. I don't think that's a good idea. We're just double checking the amounts.
Sorry. Are you hiding something from me, officer?
I'm not an officer. I'm
only
just
my
a clerk.
motorcycle helmet. I think I flung it off into the corner.
And it's none of your business.
Thank you for your help, Mr. Ledger.
Oh, hey, you got your motorcycle helmet back. So now what?
I think it's time to go have a chat with Mr. Eubank about this.
With the proof we have, it's sure to be a contentious confrontation.
We'll head out when you're ready. Do you mind if we linger here for a second, Mr. Ledger? If you must.
So, Mr. Ledger, what exactly do you do around here?
As I said before, I'm the assistant to the president. I assist him in all of his roles. If there's something he doesn't want to do, he delegates it to me. Admittedly, often smaller administrative tasks.
Sounds like you'd rather be doing more.
Of course I would. My position wasn't easy to land, and I have no intention on stopping here. I'll continue climbing the ladder as far as I can go. Perhaps one day I'll be the one running the show.
You seem pretty ambitious.
Ambition's the driving force of progress. If we just accept where we are in life, we'd never go further. I know that firsthand. My family was like that, always saddled in debt, never striving to get better. So I did something about it. I got my degree in business, and I did everything I could to get to where I am now.
You know what? Respect.
Yeah?
I don't think that's a fair assessment. A lot of people don't have access to those same opportunities. Nobody chooses to end up that way. It can be a very difficult thing to get out of, ambition or not.
There's always a means to an end, if only you're brave enough to pursue it. Good things come to those who deserve it. Why did I suddenly think of Sarugi there?
Oh no. There is always a means to an end, if only you are brave enough to pursue it. Good things come to those who deserve it. Alright, how do I get out of this now? Escape button. Okay.
Yeah.
You said something earlier about a president?
That would be Anton Chambers, my boss.
Okay.
He's quite the ruthless businessman. It's easy to tell how he got his position. I mean, just last week, he had to get engaged with a sniper duel with the competition across the street. He's never afraid of risks, and he never shies away from seizing opportunities when he sees them. In that way, I strive to do the same. Business is sink or swim. You either make it or you don't. Eventually, you have to realize that sometimes your success has to come at the cost of another's. You might think it cruel, but that's just how the world is. Those who deserve success are those who don't shy away from reaching it.
What an awful way to look at things! I think you can be successful without undermining others in the process.
That sort of naivete won't cut it here. Eubank Investments only hires those who are willing to do whatever it takes.
If this is the sort of people who
Big Goldman Sachs.
If this is the sort of people who fill the business world, then thank the gods I didn't stay in management. What can you tell me about Eubank Investments?
We're one of the most successful real estate and investment firms this side of the Azure Bay. Our company is behind a lot of the city's recent major developments, including the transformation of the Sunrise District. Recently, we've even begun expanding our plans eastward, past the Junal Mountains.
Sounds like the company's doing very well then.
We've routinely broken our projected revenue, and that shows no signs of stopping. Business is good. Of course, that's dependent on the continued success of our developments. There's been some recent trouble, but it's nothing we can't turn around.
Recent trouble, huh? I'm sure it's nothing, but I'll try to remember that for later.
Let's take a look. It is a pretty barren office, you gotta admit.
Yeah, it's pretty dead here. This must be the reception desk. There's a place back here for someone to sit, but the receptionist must be gone.
Hey, look! There's a bowl of candy back here. I'm sure they won't mind if we swipe a couple pieces.
Swipe or no swiping? Come on. Hey, you can't just run around taking things without asking first. You're a detective. You have to set a good example for everyone.
What if this candy's an important clue? You never know.
It probably doesn't even taste good. Free candy never does.
You're no fun, Justy. I'm gonna be honest, Sophie is so me. I do probably take more than I should whenever I'm like going around to offices. It does take. I do have a bit of a sweet tooth.
Candy's good. There's a vase of pretty yellow flowers here. I think it's fair to say Mrs. Eubank put these here.
He really seems to like yellow flowers.
I remember seeing similar ones at their estate. She said they represented optimism.
How do flowers represent such abstract things like that? Like, who looks at a flower and decides what they represent?
I think it's a bit more complicated than that. Hold on, I wonder if there's any cheesy lines attached to this. May our profits bloom as beautifully as these. What kind of saying is that? I don't think I've ever seen this before. Kinda looks like Nintendo GameCube.
I think I know what it is. It's a three-dimensional E, but at an angle.
Yes, that is what it is. It just reminded me of Nintendo GameCube. I don't think I've ever seen this before.
It must be the company's logo.
Looks like a giant E in the shape of a skyrise.
That's kind of clever.
Gah, I hate corporate logos like these. They're always so plain and uninspired. Just meant to be inoffensive and easily remembered. That's so true.
I don't think a corporate logo needs to be much more than that.
Yeah, I guess. But we're in the heart of the Azure City now. I don't think I've ever been around here before.
Well, this whole area is the primary financial district. There's not much here except offices and corporate headquarters.
You can't see much from down here. I bet the higher floors have great views of the city. Hey, Lowell, do you think you'd give us a tour of the upper offices?
No.
What? Well, it was worth a shot. No. There's a lot of comfy-looking furniture in here. Well, they aren't as comfy as they look.
Hey, I have an idea. Why don't we check the cushions? You never know what sort of clues we might find.
Yeah, sure.
All I found are some coins and a faded receipt.
Oh, score! I've got an unopened piece of gum. I'll trade you for the coins.
Deal.
There's a vending machine in the other room, and there's enough here for a snack. Ha! Sucker! Very nice character moments here.
Yeah. Oh, there's more. Oh.
Oh, my bad. I didn't see more.
Oh no, I thought that was another topic to talk about to him.
Oh, okay. To think I'd be back here again. It almost feels like yesterday.
Toasty, no!
He's barreling towards us.
Aha! Gotcha!
Oh, hi there, Fi, Fi, Fo, Fum. Fi. I'm gonna go with Fi. Long time no see.
Miss Justina, Miss Sophie, you're back. It's nice to see you again, Fi. How have you been? Well, Toasty and I really miss Oliver and Chandra. Father's making me clean my own room now. It's not fair.
Talk about spoiled!
And we don't get any more of Oliver's extra special curry. Don't worry, there's plenty of curries in the world for you to enjoy still. So, are you guys here for more hide and seek? Not this time. We're here to speak with your father. Is he around? Aww. He's in his office. I can take you there.
That would be great, thank you.
Alright, let's race.
With a cat in your hands? I don't think so. Wait! Now she's making a game out of it? Well, I'd better hurry there. Don't want to lose my badge. Back in the lion's den once more.
Father, the nice police officers want to talk to you again.
Thank you, Fi. Why don't you run off and play now?
Okay.
So, it's you again. Just how many times exactly are you going to invade my home before you're content?
Hopefully this is the last time. We needed to talk to you about the Klaus charity.
This nonsense again. What is it now? I thought you should know. Chandra recovered from her injuries today. I'm quite aware. We just had her dismissed from our employment. She claims you've been embezzling money from the charity. You.
Hey, don't get mad at us. Those were her words. Regardless, we wanted to ask what you know about BG Turtles LLC.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I've never heard about that in my life. As if. We know you stole Chandra's documents on it. Why don't you just come clean already? We've already caught you. I want you to consider your words very, very carefully, clerk. I can have you blacklisted from every job in Azure City and beyond. Now he thinks he can threaten me?
Oh, no need for that. Let's all just calm down. We're not accusing you of anything at this time, Mr. Eubank. We just want to hear your side of things.
Are you really going to entertain the baseless words of that snake?
It would be irresponsible of us to not look into it. Besides, if there's nothing wrong with your statement, we won't bother you again.
Fine, but this is the last statement I'll give to you. Every year, our company fundraises money for the Klaus charity. After the money is collected and counted, it is stored here for safekeeping. We were making arrangements to transfer the money to the Klaus orphanage when our little incident happened. Because of that, all the money we collected is either still there or in your possession. So that's what he wants to claim, huh?
If it's alright with you, we'd like to go over that with you in more detail. In the meantime, do you mind if we poke around a bit?
Don't overstay your welcome. I heard Eubank Investments has a president. What can you tell me about them? That would be my compatriot, Anton Chambers. What does he do exactly? As president, Anton handles all the day-to-day management of the company and our business ventures. Recently, he secured us numerous new property developments. In essence, he is the beating heart of the company. Huh. So, I guess you just sit around all day and collect a paycheck? Wow, really poking the bear here, huh? I assure you, my role involves a lot of work. As CEO, my responsibilities revolve around our company's future. With it, I carry the very soul of Eubank Investments. Sounds to me like you're just the ideas guy. I'm tired of this discussion, drop it! I think I poked a nerve there. Or several nerves. Do you know anything about the car accident that happened at the Klaus orphanage last month? I heard about it, yes. Thank the gods that nobody was harmed. It's a real shame about the car, though. A classic like that deserved a better death. It's not quite dead yet. Bill's having it repaired. Is he now? That would cost him quite the penny. I can hardly imagine how he could afford such a thing. Now that I think about it, how did Bill wind up with the money? Huh. I should ask him about it later.
Sorry, I was spacing out a bit. What happened? So what was the deal there? Like, apparently... Oh, good. I see.
Yeah,
So
Bill's
maybe-
looking a little suspicious.
Okay. Though keep in mind, though it is also, I mean, it's coming from this guy, so who knows?
Yeah, true. Sounds like you and Bill are acquaintances. We've met before, obviously. After all, my company has a lot of ties to the orphanage. but our relationship is strictly a professional one. I don't have any connections with him otherwise. On one of my trips to the orphanage, he happened to show me his car. A real beauty that one was. So you don't know anything that goes on at the orphanage? I'm afraid not. Our only dealings at this stage involve the charity. Doesn't sound like I'll get anything useful out of him on this topic then.
So just check the... Maybe we'll have some new dialogue for...
What's up here?
Sophie.
History of the World. Part 0. Shouldn't it be Part 1? That book covers history before humans. We were only around for less than a fraction of this planet's life. This thing is huge! Have you read this whole book? Cover to cover. Though now I only go back to specific portions of it. After all, how can we inhabit a world that we don't truly understand? If you read it, you might learn a thing or two. It's never a bad thing to broaden one's horizons. Right. Maybe I'll check it out another time. It's down here. Where in the world is carbon dioxide? What?
Everywhere.
Isn't this a children's book? It was Fi's favorite when she was younger. I used to read it to her every night. She's going to be a wonderful scientist someday. Scientist? What about the family business? I would prefer that she follows her own path, rather than my footsteps. Oh, okay, good father, actually? What? Says the guy who wants her to be a scientist. Well, he wants her to follow a path that he deems is, acceptable. I guess is the more accurate wording of that.
Yeah.
What's on here? Fiesta Fantasy 6 soundtrack. That's a good one. Final Fantasy 6 soundtrack, that's a good one. It's a very good soundtrack.
I'm guessing Melody Man was a parody of Mega Man.
Stop snooping around! Sorry. Though, is that video game music? What of it? Fiesta Fantasy has some of the most beautiful music I've ever listened to. The 6th game is where the composer truly shined. I didn't mean to offend, it's just surprising is all. I always figured you'd the type to listen to classical music all day. I can't stand classical music! I guess you shouldn't judge a book by its cover. What about you, Sophie? What kind of music do you like?
I've been listening to some of the classics lately, like the band White Keys and Black Stripes. Have you heard the one-hit wonder Take You Out by Gavrilo and the Black Hand?
No, I haven't.
Give it a listen. His other works are great. You should have taken off beyond one song.
Everyone seems to have their own musical tastes. Maybe I should expand my own beyond indie rock and coffee house jazz. Do you mind if I turn on this lamp? This room has sufficient light. It would be a waste of electricity. Then at least open the curtains a bit more. The lights in this room are perfect for my taste. Equal parts moody and hopeful. Is he a vampire? By the way, why is your office here and not at Eubank Investments? I have an office there, but I prefer this one for more private matters. The walls have ears. You can never trust them. That's why the most important matters are discussed here. Sounds like paranoia to me.
Well, guess this
This is an
is time
interesting
to
guy.
review the statement.
No pressing. Just gotta get the contradiction. Okay, buddy. What about, yeah, what about this? What about this, buddy? Mr. Eubank. I'm sorry to say, but that's a lie. What are you talking about? We already checked the numbers. There's around 25,000 alms missing from the charity money. Of course, you already knew that, didn't you? I don't know anything about that. Tell us what you did with the money. That money was accounted for perfectly. Your clumsy officers must have miscounted it. Likely story. Fortunately for him, I already have a good idea as to where the money went. I just have to show it to him. Actually, Mr. Eubank, I have a better explanation. Take a look at this!
Let's see.
I guess
Yeah.
we can talk about
Probably
the
first
BG
statement.
Turtles, yeah.
Because it proves it exists.
According to your former maid, Chandra, those 25,000 alms were transferred not to the orphanage, but somewhere else entirely. A shell company, BG Turtles LLC. And would you look at that? The amounts match perfectly. You stole the money, didn't you? BG Turtles is your company and you tried to hide the proof. Of all the places to steal from, your own charity? You're stealing money from an orphanage. Enough of this! I will not stand here while you make up slanderous lies about me. You want the truth? I'll tell you the goddamn truth. In your sloppy investigation, you've overlooked several things. First of all, I already stepped down from my position at the charity. All I do is store the money. All of its decisions are made by my associate, Anton Chambers. The money was transferred before it even reached me. You can confirm that with Anton if you like. What? I thought for sure he was the culprit.
So you claim... Alright then, Mr. Eubank, we'll go confirm this with Mr. Chambers. But if his story doesn't match what you told us, we'll be back.
Do what you must. I have nothing to hide. Where can we find Mr. Chambers? He should be in his office right now at our headquarters. Here. Show this note to his assistant, Lowell. He'll take you to him. Thanks.
Alright, when you're ready, we'll head there, Justy.
Alright. Let's do it.
We go. Ah, you two are back again. What do you want now?
Hello, Lowell. Thanks again for that information you gave us earlier.
Is that all? Actually, we're here for something else now. We need to talk to Anton Chambers. Really now. And what business do you have with him?
Does it matter? We just need to talk to him.
Well, as I told you before, he's busy.
Still? This is important.
Yes, I'm sure it is. Unfortunately, his business is more important. So why don't you just sit tight until he's done? If you don't like that, then I'd be happy to book an appointment.
Oh, no, not the book an appointment. Ugh. The nerve of this guy. Hey, Sophie, can't we just force him to let us talk with Anton?
Unfortunately not. It's better that we just wait here a bit.
There's gotta be a way to get to him quicker. Maybe I can show him what Maybe I can show him what Owen gave us.
Ooh,
We just had a talk with Mr. Eubank.
and...
I think you should take a look at this card.
And... Mr. Chambers' office is on the 6th floor, if you'll follow me.
I thought you said he was too busy.
Let's just go along with it, Justy. This is our chance.
Right. Still can't shake that feeling. Is Anton our culprit, or does this conspiracy run deeper? There's only one way to find out, and it lies beyond that office door. Deep breath, Justina. Out of the frying pan and into the fire, I guess.
Mr. Chambers, 2 detectives are here to speak with you.
Now I've been upgraded to detective?
I'm busy right now, Lowell. They can wait.
Unfortunately, sir, it's rather urgent. Take a look at this.
Thank you, Lowell. You may go.
Yes, sir.
So, you're the officers who've been causing us so much trouble recently.
No, that's Detective Hunt. He can't keep his head out of anything. We just want to help an orphanage.
And why are you here? Why are you here to bother me exactly?
We're investigating the Klaus charity.
Investigating? What possible reason could you have to investigate us? We're but a humble charity.
One of Mr. Eubank's former staff claims that some of the charity money is being embezzled.
And you have some proof of this, I presume?
I have enough to suspect some foul play. Do you mind if we ask you some questions, Mr. Chambers?
If you must.
Is that a pistol on him?
That... I didn't even clock that. Yeah, I think that's a pistol. He has a pistol.
Not only that, I just realized the pun with his name. It's a pun on antechamber.
Oh my god.
So it's basically so it could be that, like, this is where we start getting to the, like, core of the issue. Like, once we get past him, that's when things start really ramping up. That's what I think is gonna be the case here.
Yeah, probably. Well, at the very least, I'm glad to know that the car accident wasn't like a planned attack. It was just an accident.
Yeah.
So you're the president of Eubank Investments.
That I am. This company would be nothing without me. Not to discount Owen's work, of course. But if that man got his way, this company wouldn't be half the size it is now.
Sounds like you two have some disagreements.
Business is cutthroat. You either sink or you swim. Without direct aggressive action, you'll fall short of the competition. Owen doesn't understand that. However much of a skilled negotiator he may be, not every problem is solved at the bargaining table.
Maybe it's just me, but everything this guy says feels a bit ominous.
And you can also tell that, I mean, Lyle said something similar. You can kind of tell where he's taking notes from.
Yep. So, you're the head of the Klaus charity. Why do you run it and not Owen?
Owen found himself with too much on his plate. I, however, don't mind the extra workload. I took control of the charity several months ago. Owen, of course, retains a ceremonial role in the organization and he stores the fundraised money himself. But anything that happens to the funds themselves falls under my purview.
So what Owen told us is true. However, that just means Anton here is the one truly responsible. Maybe I should have a chat with him about the missing money. What can you tell me about the Klaus orphanage?
We help set it up and the charity benefits it. While I think the cause is noble enough, I think Bill is a bit misguided.
Misguided?
A cheap motel like that is of no place for children. I think it's about time Bill looked for a more suitable location. But of all the property in this city he could choose, he stubbornly sticks to this one.
Hey, it's not that bad. Plus, Bill's got his reason for it. Besides, what else would that motel be useful for?
The motel isn't what matters, it's the land it sits on. It's situated on a property gold mine. That land could be put to much better use. That whole area ought to be transformed into a new luxury townhouses and condos.
Yep, there it
Plethora
is.
of your city's finest would love nothing more than to settle their families right next to Whitehall.
And what about the kids at the orphanage? Don't they deserve to go to Whitehall too?
How simple-minded of you. I wouldn't expect you to understand.
What's that supposed to mean? Okay, dick. Gumshoe. Mr. Chambers, we wanted to know, have you been embezzling money from the Klaus charity?
Coming out swinging, are we? What a preposterous accusation you have there.
25,000 alms are missing from the charity money. If you're the one who runs the charity, then I imagine you'd have some knowledge about this.
A word of advice, never shoot unless you know what your target is. Yeah, I know what happened to that money. I had it transferred to another company. What was the name of it? BG Turtles.
So you admit to taking the money?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I never said I took it. Bill Klaus asked me to transfer it.
Okay.
What? What are you talking about?
Wait a second, Bill asked you to?
Surprised? I thought you would have figured that out already.
Hang on, why would Bill ask you to transfer money there?
It's not my business to know. He said something about needing it to pay off some expenses.
For his car, perhaps? Huh.
No, I shouldn't have to tell you this, but if both the charity and the orphanage sign off on it, it's perfectly legal. So long as the money is used to pay the orphanage's expenses, of course. As far as I'm concerned, once the money is transferred, it's Bill's responsibility, not mine.
That may be the case, but do you happen to know who owns the company?
You sure you want the answer to that? You may not like what you find out. But I'll tell you, if only to stop this little charade. Bill Klaus owns BG Turtles, LLC.
Yeah.
What?
I must say, I didn't know about it myself. My assistant Lowell did some digging, though. That's how I found out. Sounds to me like you don't know old Bill as much as you thought you did. Now, let me make something very clear to you two. All of our dealings here are nothing but above board. We've got nothing to hide. So, if you want to go around accusing anyone of embezzlement, sounds like to me you should be talking to Bill about it, not me.
Bill, he never told us anything about this. That can't be right. Surely he had a good reason. Sophie, what do we do now?
I don't know. I wasn't expecting that at all. Red isn't going to like this.
Yeah, I was about to mention that. If, this orphanage means a lot to him, if the money that's being raised for the orphanage is being used for something I can't say the word.
Superfluous.
Yes, that word. If it's being used for something like that, he's going to be very upset, I would imagine.
Let's head back to the station. We can regroup there. When you're ready, let's go.
Right.
Alright, before we do, though, let's examine his office.
Almost forgot. These are some imposing bookshelves. Let's see, there's a bunch of boring business books and... Solar Wars, Rise of the Space Bears. Bro, why are all the businessmen in the city nerds?
That's a sci-fi classic right there. It's a thrilling tale about a small farm boy who goes on an epic galactic quest and finds the unlikeliest of allies.
I think I've heard of this before, but I thought it was a movie.
Indeed, this is a novelization of it. I'm a huge fan of the entire Solar Wars franchise, movies, books and all. Some people think they're a bit cheesy, but the world itself is very exciting and nuanced.
I see. This is a very fancy-looking chair. Is this real leather? This thing must have cost a fortune.
I spent a lot of time in this office. It's only right that I have the best chair that money can buy. A chair is only as strong as its weakest link. If I have a subpar chair, it would be uncomfortable to sit here. That inevitably leads to subpar work, and I don't tolerate subpar work.
I think you could get a decent chair for a lot less.
You can't put a price on quality. This chair will last a generation. My successor will be able to sit in this very same chair.
I guess I didn't think of it that way. Hey, look, a chalkboard. I don't like this chalkboard.
Why not?
It's covered with numbers. Makes me feel like I'm in math class again.
Oh, come on. Math class wasn't that bad. I think it's overhated.
Don't get me wrong, I like the logic problems we'd sometimes get, but staring at a bunch of numbers just makes my head hurt. I always preferred art class. Something wrong?
Art class and I never got along. I always wanted to get done quickly, so I botched just about every project I did. One time I thought I made the cutest little clay pot, but when it was fired, it completely fell apart.
I think her approach might have been a bit flawed.
I still can't figure out, like, what exactly Sophie's, like, wearing around her neck. I don't know if that's, like, a ribbon tie or what.
Wow, you got quite a view of the city from up here.
It's the best view of the financial district you can get here. Nothing brings me joy like the powerful imagery of skyscrapers dotting the horizon. It's a testament to humanity's power and determination.
Walking on the street, I always saw these buildings as imposing over me. But up here, feels like I'm on top of the world.
If you like views of the city, I have a secret spot I like to go to when I need to clear my head.
I think it's a ribbon.
Yeah. Maybe I can take you there sometime.
I would love that. Alright, Ernest. There's no way what he said is true, right? Gods, I hate this.
You know, I was making jokes about, like, him being in a sniper duel. I was just making a reference to, like, a sketch, but the fact that he has a pistol on him makes me think about it a different way. I'm surprised he didn't have a sprite of him, like, fiddling with it.
Same.
Yeah. I'm with you there. Our work's never easy. So, what's next for our detective in training?
I'm just a humble clerk. But I hate to say it, everything is pointing to Bill as the one behind the embezzlement. We should head back to the orphanage.
Good, you're back. I finished taking Meg's statement.
How did it go?
She cooperated perfectly. Now it's up to the chief what happens next. He wasn't very happy about the case being reopened without his permission. But I explained the situation to him. He's willing to make an exception in this case. The three of you really need to be more careful. I can't keep covering for you like this. I'm sorry. Egg, I wish you'd told me the truth from the start. Hey, Sue, I'll make it up to you. Let me handle the paperwork for this case. Well, that's the first time you've ever volunteered for paperwork. Given that my clerk is off playing detective, it's all yours. Great, let me see the file.
I'm going to be buried in a pile of paperwork when this is over, aren't I?
Something about all this is still bothering me. Sue, I'll finish this paperwork later. I want to go look at the car again. I swear, you detectives never make my life easy. Just get it done by the end of the day. Thanks, Sue. Come on, Meg. I'll take you back on Zephyr. I got a motorcycle helmet with your name on it. Heck yeah! I've never ridden a motorcycle before. Don't worry about me. I already got my own.
I pray to the gods she can handle Zephyr better than me.
I'll take Sophie to the garage so I can show her the car.
I wish you luck. Time for me to find Detective Hunt.
Oh yeah, he's still been poking around here. And then I punched him in the face!
You were always good at that. Detective, who did you punch?
I can explain.
Do I even ask?
Yes, come on. We
Yes.
gotta.
Yes. Hold on. I want to save first, just in case, like, this is, like, a different thing. Alright, we gotta know. Explain then.
Well, I was talking about punching someone in a fighting game. It started right before you came in. Remember after the closing night of the musical we did in high school? We went to the arcade for the after party, and you beat me in front of the rest of the cast.
That doesn't count. You're worn out from all the singing and dancing. You're normally too good at fighting games. Hang on, you did theater?
We both did. Bill was our top singer, and I could win any dance battle thrown my way.
I just can't see you as anything less than a detective. I'm getting carried away. I need to talk to you outside, sir.
Huh? Oh, sure. I'll be right back, Bill. Duty calls. I love that they I just love that they brought back the whole arcade, random arcade line that he brought up earlier. I think it was last episode. That was a nice touch.
I can't recall it, but I'm sure in editing I'll catch it.
Yeah. Is something wrong, Miss Assistant?
It's about BG Turtles, and you're not gonna like it. Sophie and I went investigating the charity, and, well, according to them, Bill had the money sent to BG Turtles, which he owns. If that's true, then...
Bill was our culprit. You know I don't trust the Eubanks, right?
I do.
You think they're telling the truth?
As much as I hate to admit it, I think so. There's nobody else it could be.
Then, let me take care of this.
Everything all right, Ernest?
Listen, Bill, we didn't really come here because of the accident. We're investigating claims of embezzlement surrounding the orphanage. Does the name BG Turtles mean anything to you?
What about it?
You mind explaining your relationship with it?
I have nothing to say.
You know I can't just accept that. Answer the question, Bill. Don't make this any harder than it has to be.
And if I don't?
Then we'll have to discuss this further at the station. Miss Assistant, bring the car around. I have a few things to say in private.
I don't think...
Please, Justina.
Yes, sir.
Goddamn shit, Connie, my ball.
He just freaking cusses him out.
You still here?
Just moving the car.
What's with that look on your face? Maybe some magic can cheer it up.
We have to bring in Bill for questioning. We believe he's involved in the embezzlement.
What?
Well, I can't say I'm surprised. What do you mean? I mean, I'm not surprised how quickly you changed your approach. First you go after my husband, and now Bill. I
just
never
realized
said...
she hangs her teacup around her, like, I assume I don't know if it's a skirt or pants, but she's got like a rope to hold her canteen and her teacup. That's funny.
I never said your husband was guilty. He was just a suspect. My husband has always been innocent. You're grasping at whatever straws you can.
Unfortunately, we don't have time to discuss all of it. We need to go. It's true. Bill, what happened?
Sorry, but I'm not speaking to anyone without a lawyer.
That's quite all right, Bill. I'll take your case if you'd let me.
You think I'm innocent?
We worked together for years. You always put the children before anything else. I'm sure this is all a big misunderstanding, and also probably a conflict of interest, but we're not going to talk about that.
In that case, I accept.
I'll be heading to the station then.
Don't forget about me. I'm coming too.
But what for?
Do what? Bill's my friend. I know he'd never do such a thing.
Just a witness, I guess.
I'm not going to let you arrest him without giving me a chance to give my statement. In that case, you can join us in the interrogation room. I'd like to ask you a few questions anyways.
This is gonna be a long day. Once again, I was headed to the interrogation room to finish this case once and for all. Hiccups. Detective Hunt didn't say anything to me the whole ride back. I'm worried about him.
Did you say hiccups?
Yeah, hiccups. I'm having hiccups. I'm worried about him. I don't know if he can lead an interrogation like this. Only one way to find out. That was part 1. Oh my god, this is a long case. I took the opportunity on the way here to reorganize some of my notes. Hey, Detective Hunt?
Yes, Miss Assistant?
Are you sure about this? I'm worried about you. Bill's your friend. You shouldn't be here.
I appreciate the concern, but I have a job to do. That comes first. I won't let our friendship get in the way of finding the truth. Don't worry, you're a real interrogation room veteran at this point. We'll solve this one together. Red! Sue just told me what's going on. Are you seriously going through with this? I am. Red, he's your best friend. He is, but I knew what I was doing when I signed up for this job. This case isn't just about Bill. Ubek Investments is involved too. If I don't do it, no one will. I have to see this through to the end. Red, let me handle this. I can question him. Sophie, I admire your tenacity, but you haven't handled an interrogation before. I don't think you're ready.
Actually, sir, I think she is ready. All this time, she has been proving herself. Without her, we wouldn't even be here. We wouldn't have solved the Lear case without her. Not to mention, she could have just taken the easy route and arrested Doughboy. But she didn't. She knew he didn't do it. She was the key to us figuring out Bill's involvement in the first place. Let her have this, sir. It's time for you to step back.
Justy.
Besides, I'm a real interrogation room veteran, remember? I'll be there too.
Guess I've been outvoted. Never thought I'd see my own assistant tell me to step back. Alright, fine. The room's yours. I'm counting on you two. I won't let you down, Red. Justy, did you really mean all that?
Of course I did. You're a phenomenal detective, Sophie. You just need a chance to shine. It'll be an honor to conduct this interrogation with you. Not investigation, we did that last time.
Alright then, let's go.
Right behind you, detective. She still has her motorcycle helmet? I think we might need a bigger room. The legal capacity of the room this size is 6 people. You're more than welcome to leave. Tempting, but I want to see this case to the end.
How about we get started? Let's see. Interrogation Basics Step 1. Confrontation. The detective confronts the suspect directly. Mr. Klaus, we have evidence that shows you've been embezzling charity money meant for the orphanage.
What kind of evidence?
We found proof that 25,000 alms fundraised by the Klaus charity were redirected to a shell corporation, BG Turtles LLC.
According to Anton Chambers, Bill owns BG Turtles and he requested the transfer.
I swear I didn't do anything wrong.
While my client does own the company, he hasn't broken any laws. That money doesn't belong to him. How can you possibly defend that?
Hang on, Justy. I haven't gotten to Step 2 yet. Step 2, establishing a motive. The detective tries to determine the motive for the suspect's actions.
This is adorable.
I know your job isn't the highest paying, but stealing money from children is wrong.
I would never steal from the children.
Then I'd like for you to explain why you had the money transferred, Mr. Klaus.
Go ahead, Bill. Just like we talked about. Gods, please get us to Step 3.
I do like this as the like Sophie growth episode, as this seems like it's gonna be, especially
She's
with that title.
Getting a character arc. The transferred money.
All the money that was sent to BG Turtles was used to cover costs incurred by the orphanage, which I'd paid for out of pocket. It was a way to quickly pay myself back while I waited for the full donation to arrive.
Bill's pretty good at the whole accounting thing, you know. He paid the orphanage's rent from his own account and then came up with the BG Turtles idea to cover it.
As the transaction was used to cover the orphanage's own costs, nothing criminal was done here. Release my client immediately. I don't know about that one, Mrs. Eubank. Hold on. Why would you have to cover things out of pocket?
The Klaus Orphanage's income comes directly from donations from private or public entities like the Klaus Charity. Last month, when I was reviewing the accounting, I realized we were short around 25,000 alms. We simply didn't have enough money to cover our costs. I either had to fail to pay rent or pay for it myself.
So they just suddenly came up short? No way that's true. Is this something you've done before?
In all my years as the director, this was the only time. We've never been short on cash like this before.
I can assure you, there's nothing wrong with what my client did. Extraordinary times called for extraordinary measures, after all.
According to our research, BG Turtles started only recently. So, I suppose it does line up neatly with the facts.
Is that true, Bill?
Sure is. I was a public accountant before I started the orphanage. I was pretty good at it, too. I was almost top of my class.
Almost.
You lost the top spot to some girl named Penny Ira.
Penny Ira. Okay, well, Penny is obvious. I don't know what the Ira part is, but...
Ira is a kind of account for retirement.
I would have beaten her if I didn't get sick a week before finals. I would have studied harder.
I thought my sister couldn't let go of grudges. To your knowledge, has Bill ever done that before?
If you pick a card, I'll tell you.
This is a police interrogation. You have to answer the question. On the contrary, neither party is obligated to answer your questions.
Yeah, what she said.
Maybe bringing Annie here was a bad idea. Hold on now. Even if that's true... Either you charge my client or you let him go. Under national law, you cannot detain him without a charge. I know it's all fun and games for you while you play detective, but my client has done nothing wrong. I will see to it that his rights are upheld. She's not kidding around. I've got to find a flaw in this statement and fast. Do you see it? I'm not really seeing it yet.
Let's look at like the evidence we have on hand.
A ledger of the orphanage expenses from last month, totaling 15,000 alms.
That's a different amount, though.
Yeah.
They were short 25,000, or they were short 15,000, but he's claiming 25,000.
You sure he's a good accountant, Miss Annie? Are you okay, Annie?
The
I've
ledger.
lost it. There it is. Sorry to say, but that's a lie. And this evidence proves it. Fuck.
Oh.
Is that all? What do you mean, is that all?
I don't know how to tell you this just proves anything.
Oh, well, I must just be thinking too far ahead. Let me try again.
See if they, bring up the actual amount first. Okay, I guess not.
Nope.
It's probably going to be something that I feel like it's probably going to be something to do with how, like, BG Turtles just doesn't have anything going out, but the rent payments are on time.
From the orphanage's account. From the orphanage's account, not from the BG Turtles one.
Yeah, okay, yeah, let's try that.
I'm not sure which statement it's on, but... Okay, not that one. It's probably gonna be...
Let's see.
He paid the orphanage rent from his own account.
Yes, that one. His own account, from his own personal account, presumably.
Yep. Good job. Unfortunately, Annie, that's not true. According to your own statements earlier today, the orphanage has always made rent payments from its own account.
Annie doesn't know what she's talking about. Look, the expenses got a bit mixed up and...
I thought you were a pro at this whole accounting thing. Annie, when they asked Bill to testify, they meant only him!
I didn't do anything wrong. She's the one with the evidence.
Detective Swift, I request that Annie card be removed immediately.
Sorry, but she's a key witness in this case. I'm gonna keep her here.
Please, for the love of gods, Annie, don't speak unless you're spoken to.
Look, I get it. I'll stay quiet. If you pick a card. Back on the topic at hand, if you didn't use the money to cover your rent, what could you possibly need it for? What do you have to say for yourself, Wait, no, that's too mean.
This is all a misunderstanding. The money was used for a completely different purpose.
And what purpose is that?
I'll clear this whole thing up. Let me explain. All the money I had transferred was used to cover our maintenance expenses for the past month. There was a storm that moved through last month and that caused a lot of damage to the property. We weren't expecting the increased costs, and I needed to have the repairs done quickly. Therefore, I had no choice but to cover the cost myself, and then pay myself back through BG Turtles.
$25,000 alms just for maintenance? Isn't that a bit high?
There was a lot that needed to be done, and the cost ballooned fast. I ended up asking a lot of Meg, and I was not going to let her work for free.
What sort of costs? My client is under no obligation to list everything he paid for. If you want to litigate every expense, go on ahead and get a warrant for it. Hey, Detective, do you think we could get a warrant for that?
In order to obtain a warrant, you'd have to present your case to a judge.
Do you have a Weenix Prite on the phone that you could call?
Unfortunately, no. And we'd also have to explain what you're searching for and provide a justification for its relevance. Also, I'm pretty sure Weenix isn't an actual name.
Damn it!
I don't think it's going to help us either way. How did you even come up with Weenix? Is that some kind of weird hot dog?
I'll tell you later. I'll just depend on the evidence I already have then. I knew there was a storm last month, but how could it have caused that much damage?
It's an old property, so it takes a lot to keep it maintained. Annie can attest to that much.
Yep, if it weren't for Meg handling maintenance, that place would have fallen apart by now.
Hang on, you're telling me Bill has to cover rent and maintenance? As part of the orphanage's lease agreement, they agreed to help maintain the property in exchange for much cheaper rent. Let's fact check you on that. Okay, well, it doesn't say.
They can't be evicted except for unpaid rent. I don't think that does any... I don't think that'll actually contradict anything.
Well, that's sad. Considering what they were asking for, it was a good deal.
The costs normally aren't too high, but the storm set us back a lot.
I guess that makes sense. Let's continue. If what you're saying is true, why did you not mention this before? Financial information should only be discussed on a need-to-know basis. Disclosure of sensitive information would put not only the orphanage in trouble, but also all of the children as well. Please, would someone think of the children?
Considering when we're recording this, that hits... I mean, I know a lot of things in this game kind of hit close to home, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, think of the children, and pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
I suppose so. You heard of that, the Protect Children Online Act thing that's been going on recently?
Yep. Yeah, that's,
like in UK.
That's what I was referring to.
Yep. Pretty bad. Why did you not just wait until after the fundraised money was transferred?
I'm the director for an orphanage, and I only take a meager salary. I can't afford to spend money like that. I had bills I needed to pay.
Then why not get a loan? What is wrong with you? Stop badgering my client! There was nothing wrong with his actions.
Yeah, stop badgering him.
Can the peanut gallery shut up, please? Try to focus. Sorry, I guess. All the money I transferred was used to cover our maintenance expenses for the past month. There was a storm. We weren't expecting the increased costs, and I needed to have the repairs done quickly. What does this say? Insurance letter. Disputing his claim for damages on his car. That could be related, but not yet.
I think that might be relevant, but not for
yet.
This.
Yeah, we have to get to somewhere else first. Bill's car. No, that doesn't seem related. Bill... I mean, maybe?
I don't know about that. That's more relevant to the first case we were working on.
Yeah, true.
I don't think any of that stuff is going to be particularly relevant.
I just wanted to look at it anyway.
It's worth it's worth going through it, at least.
According to Owen, all the fundraised charity money is stored in cash at the Eubank estate. He denies that any of the money was missing. Okay, I don't think that's related. Apparently, the Klaus Charity Board recently voted to have Owen Eubank step down from his position as director, and his role was transferred to Anton Chambers. From the Klaus Charity. The Klaus Charity wanted that. Okay. I don't think that's related, but it's interesting. Therefore, I had no choice but to cover the cost myself and then pay myself back through BG Turtles. Pay himself back. I don't really know a lot of accounting stuff. Could you explain what this means in layman's terms?
I think the idea is that... Well, I don't even think you would need to know accounting stuff for this. The idea is he'd pay for the maintenance stuff out of his own pocket, and then using this shell company, he'd pay himself back through this shell company. That's what he's trying to say.
So he covered the own cost and then paid himself back so that he could cover rent on time, I guess.
Yes.
Okay. $25,000 alms. 15,000 alms.
I think that's where the ledger comes in, because the amount embezzled is larger.
Let me see the statement. Yeah, I think so.
I'm not sure if that's the statement.
Nope, okay.
That's probably the one. At least it's got a better chance.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry, Bill, but we already know all your expenses for the past month, including maintenance. The amount that was used this month is far below the missing 25,000 alms.
How do you know that?
I found the orphanage's ledger when I was searching your room.
Hey, I never said you could look at that!
Detective, I shouldn't have to tell you this, but you can't use evidence that was obtained illegally. On the contrary, Bill told us directly that we could search his room.
I shouldn't have to tell you this, Ferris, but you don't need a warrant when consent is given.
Damn! Is this true, Bill?
I didn't think they would...
This is why you consult me first, before you talk to them!
No matter how we got it, the money couldn't be used to cover maintenance costs.
There's a good reason for that. I gave the money directly to Meg. The money reimbursed her for the parts and the labor she did.
This doesn't make any sense. Something isn't adding up here. Any ideas, Detective?
I think he's telling the truth, somewhat. I think the real question we should be asking is there some other reason Bill would be giving Meg money directly?
Dude, I have evidence like that. Another reason Bill would be paying Meg money. That must be... I would say probably for his car.
Yeah. Yeah, Bill's car.
I think either works. But probably Bill's car. Nope, okay.
No.
Yep. As it turns out, I know exactly why you were paying Meg money. She's been fixing your car for the past month. You had to pay her for the work she did. Well, that's quite the claim. But my client has insurance. Why on earth would he need the charity money to make those repairs? The insurance company rejected his claim. So, that's easy. Let me show you. This is why Bill needed money from the charity to repair his car. Inside Bill's office, I found a letter from his insurance company. They disputed the damages on his car and denied his claim. I doubt Bill had the money on hand to pay for the repairs, especially with his meager salary. Therefore, I think you stole the charity money in order to pay for your repairs. Now hold on just a second. My client did not steal even a single alm of that money. And even if what you're saying is true, so what? It's his usage of the money was perfectly fine, as I will explain to you now.
Ooh, rebuttal.
Ooh, okay. Ironclad defense. Ironclad! Slay the Spire! I'll concede you one thing. My client did, in fact, repair his car with that money. However, that car was just as much the orphanage's car as his own.
I used that car for everything. Without it, I'd be screwed.
He considered the car repair a maintenance expense, and so he had some of the charity money transferred to cover it. You will find that it was perfectly above board. Now let my client go.
Dude, it's not too often that you get to, like, really call a massive, like, logic chain like that. And it's always satisfying when it happens.
Yep. That was incredibly satisfying to do.
Yeah.
Why did you not tell us any of this sooner?
I considered it a maintenance expense. It was, after all, maintenance on my car. We really did have a lot of storm damage. That's why I had to have the money transferred from BG Turtles. We simply didn't have enough funds to repair all of that and my car.
If your insurance did cover the repairs, would you have set up BG Turtles?
Of course not. I'd have no need for the money. Ironically, I almost got tricked into workers' compensation insurance when making it.
What do you mean? Our country requires all businesses that hire full-time or part-time employees to have insurance in case of on-site accidents. Bill is saying that he almost paid for it despite BG Turtles not having any employees.
You should know this, Justy. Did you not read all the paperwork you signed before you started working here?
No. I just signed my soul away. It's perfectly normal. Don't need to read the terms and conditions. Bill must have been really determined to go through all of that. How so?
How do you think I pick up groceries and supplies for the children? How do you think I carry them around wherever they need to go? Doctor's appointments, sports games, dental visits? That car is absolutely vital to the orphanage.
I suppose that makes sense. Continue. What about public transportation? You don't really need a car to get around in the city. Justina, that's... Especially in a big city like this, with, like, frickin', like, skyscrapers everywhere, you kind of do need a car.
I mean, there is also...
I was about to say that.
I suppose it depends on the public transportation situation.
Well, as we can see here...
Please, the public transportation here sucks. It's too unreliable.
What's wrong with our public transit? Our bus system is great.
If you miss a bus, you have to wait half an hour for another. And if a bus breaks down, then what? You're simply out of luck and have to walk. I prefer only depending on my own driving rather than leaving it to the wheels of fate.
Well, he's right. I was late to my high school a few times because of the bus. Was this plan really the only way to fix your car?
It was the only method I can think of. Every other option would take too long or be impossible. I simply had no choice. When you lack the means to pay for yourself, you're willing to try anything.
Anything implies both legal and illegal. I wonder. Nothing about this whole affair seems above board to me. I don't think Chandra would risk her job over some perfectly legal transaction.
Who's Chandra?
She's the former maid of the Eubank estate. She's the one who found out that the money was being sent to BG Turtles.
She was fired for her actions, you know.
I didn't know this would happen.
If she really thought something was wrong, she should have told us herself. Her actions say more about her character than yours. I think he really feels bad about it.
Alright. I feel like it's probably going to be something to do with the car again, like, just because we have to separate it. We have to prove somehow that it's not a maintenance expense. That's not something the orphanage uses.
No.
The magic cabinet!
Why do we have this?
I don't know, and I feel like it's going to be relevant somehow. Landlady's window? What?
There's a quaint little window. It has a decent view of the motel. Okay, I guess we're gonna get to that soon. Or maybe that was evidence we used previously.
Yeah. It's been a while, folks, as you can tell.
Yep. Don't remember everything. Hey, Link. I feel like it could have something to do with the lease, but I don't know. It doesn't seem that related yet.
I really don't think it is, honestly. Like, again, I think it's a way of proving that the car's is used for personal use, not for business purposes.
I'm wondering how we're supposed to prove that, though. Any money raised by the Klaus charity can only be used to pay for orphanage expenses.
That seems like it would be more relevant, yeah. Though I feel like... But again, that doesn't really... I think that... Again, it's a case of, I think it's relevant later.
Yeah, because if we present it now, she's just going to say, oh, well, it was an orphanage expense because it's the car that's used for the orphanage, so... Damn.
Maybe check Bill's car again, because like the fact that it's a very old model, that's like a rare model, makes it does make that like a little questionable. Like, does he use that specific model because it's all he could get, or because that's what he wants to use?
That's a good point. I just don't know how to bring that up, though. Well, we don't get penalized, so I think we should just start trying stuff, because...
Statement 2 is probably one... I think Statement 2 is probably going to be a... Statement 2 is probably a good place to start.
Nope. It's a lie!
Go through the whole thing again, because I think there might be other statements to press on.
Okay, I'll concede you one thing. I'm pretty sure we've already pressed everything, but...
Yeah, we've already... Well, what I meant was, like, stuff to, like, that could be the answer. So, I think Statement 1 is fine. Statement 2 is possible.
However, that car was just as much the orphanage's car as his own. I'm not seeing anything.
Well, let's see the other parts of the statement, too.
Yeah. Use that car for everything. Without it, I'd be screwed.
Okay, he uses that car for everything, so I think that's how we nail him.
In presenting the car
that's
itself.
even how it works for stuff like home offices, because if you do anything else other than work in a home office, like if you let your kids study in there, it doesn't count as a home office anymore. Like, that's an actual thing that happens for the purpose of calculating taxes.
So, what do you think would work?
So use
itself?
Eubank's statement on that, because he
Eubank's
says he
statement.
uses it for everything, and now he's just admitted. No, Mrs. Eubanks.
Mrs. Eubank.
Yeah, because
Uses it for everything. That's a good point, actually.
instead of just orphanage
Nope.
expenses.
That's
Dang, I really thought I was onto something with that one.
I still think you're onto something. Maybe it's just not the right statement.
Yeah.
However, that car is just as much as the orphanage. Did I? Yeah, I did. Okay. You consider the car a maintenance expense. Okay, well, it looks like we already tried it there. Maybe you tried here? Yeah, okay, alright. So
Oh.
it just had to be somewhere else. Ferris, it seems like you forgot what you told us earlier today. The charity money can only be used on anything directly related to the orphanage. It also cannot benefit someone at either the charity or the orphanage directly. His car belongs to him, not the Klaus orphanage. That directly violates the national charity standards. The real purpose of BG Turtles was to hide the money so he wouldn't get caught in his next audit.
I can't believe you, Bill. That money was raised for the kids, not your car.
The spit take.
You win. I give up. Ferris, you did your best to help me. Thank you. But there was nothing wrong with what I did. I used my car every day for those kids. When Rena was sick, I took her directly to the hospital in my car. When Lloyd wanted to visit his father and he missed the bus, I drove him in my car. That car was just as important to this orphanage as you and me. But the government would never see it that way. This was the only way.
Ferris, you knew this, didn't you?
I did what was best for my client. I've known him for years. He would give an arm and a leg for those kids. If he says it was necessary, I believe him.
So that's why you defended him.
Bill's a good man. I don't want his reputation ruined. Annie, you agree, right?
I did before coming in here. What he did was wrong. I'm not going to defend his character anymore.
Annie!
No, she's right. It was wrong. No matter how I spin it, this was all done to fix my car. Detective Swift, I'm sorry for lying. Let me at least give my full confession.
I think we skipped towards step 8, but if you're sure, the room is yours. Oh, we're still going.
Yep.
I confess, I had Anton send the 25,000 alms to my own company, BG Turtles. By doing so, I was able to circumvent the law and avoid an audit. I swear, that may have been my car, but it's the unsung hero of the orphanage.
If only that kid hadn't loosened the brakes in your car, then we wouldn't be in this mess at all. I guess the gods work in mysterious ways.
Oh yeah, they don't know yet. Or, well, Bill knows. Bill knows. Annie doesn't. Why did Anton agree to the transfer?
I don't know. I came up with this massive plan to convince him and he just agreed. I just counted myself lucky.
Have you worked with Anton at all before he took over the charity?
No, I only met him this year when Mr. Eubank stepped down.
No further questions, carry on.
Did she figure out something? Ferris, what would have happened if you got caught in the audit? It would be a breach of fiduciary duty, and Eubank Investments would pursue legal action. We would demand that all compensatory damages be recovered and demand his resignation as trustee. Come again?
She means he'd have broken their trust and she would want their money back. Come on, Justy, you should at least know basic civil law terminology.
I went to college for art, not law. Clearly my knowledge in color theory isn't going to help here. You mentioned some examples earlier, but is a single car that important?
When Rena got sick, if I didn't have my car, it would have taken an extra 30 minutes to get there. 30 minutes of waiting and wondering if she was ever going to recover.
Surely she would have recovered.
I take the health of the kids very seriously. She was very ill. Those extra 30 minutes may seem small to us, but to a kid, it feels like forever. It's not just that. Do you know how many groceries it takes to feed an entire orphanage? I can't just haul all of that on the bus.
I think that answers our question. Thank you, Bill.
That kid. You mean Fry, right?
Yeah, that's the one.
But Fry didn't touch the brakes. He left too early for that.
Hold on, Annie. Why do you think they went after the brakes? How would I know? I never met the kid. I see.
What's she thinking? Don't bring the gods into this. This is the work of a person, not a god.
It was divine force. How else would you explain it?
By that logic, why else are we here?
Unlike us,
One of
Annie is a...
life's great mysteries, isn't it? Why are we here?
Just to suffer?
Unlike us, Annie is a Red Locust follower. She thinks the gods interfere with us by divine intervention.
Divine intervention, my ass. We were created to live our lives our way. The gods don't toy with us with attempted murder.
How about we save the religious debate until after we finish?
Right, sorry. Wonder what Kinsey would have to say about this. Yeah, I think we gotta bring up that it wasn't,
Yeah.
it wasn't Fry, though.
It was the fact that Meg had just never got the chance to actually put them on.
Nope, okay.
Right, let's read over it more, because I think there's a lot of evidence relating to that case, but only some of it's relevant.
Meg claims that
Oh,
she...
yeah, that
okay,
one.
yeah, okay. Just had to read a little bit more. Annie... Oh, that's a good... Wait, that's a good point. Why the brakes weren't loosened? The bridge was snapped in half.
Yeah.
Did she intentionally do that, Annie? Why would you do that, Annie? Annie, why are you saying that the brakes were loosened?
Huh? Everyone knows the brakes were the reason for the crash. Nobody ever reported how the brakes failed. Also, I can see your Steam notification up there, Noah. Might want to turn that off.
It's not. It won't show up. It won't show up on OBS.
Oh, okay. Make sure to make me look like a lunatic in the edit then. In fact, Meg told the police recently that she damaged the brake pad. So why did you say the brakes were loosened? Oh my god, is Annie gonna be like the actual
Yep, I
culprit
think
here?
so. Yeah, I mentioned that like just a few seconds ago. I think that's why we have the I think that's why we have the cabinet.
Well, I just guessed. I don't think that was the case at all. In fact, the brakes were loosened.
Wait, they were?
Remember when I said the brake incident was bothering me? I looked back over the car with Meg, and we discovered that the brakes were loose. Oh, that's what she was doing.
No one told me this.
Are you saying Meg didn't cause the car crash?
I don't think she did. The brake pad was damaged in the crash, but someone else clearly intended to cause the accident.
Detective, you don't really think...
Bill, we can finalize your confession later. Annie Card? You are hereby under arrest for the attempted murder of Bill Klaus.
Oh boy.
You don't have to speak to us, and you're free to have a lawyer present during our questions, like you are right now. But at this time, you are not free to leave. Guess I have a phone call to go make.
Why would she do that? And why did she have to have the same birthday as me? It makes me mad. I shouldn't have any need for the evidence related to the embezzlement anymore. I'll consolidate my evidence to just the accident case.
Good work, you two. For a couple of first-timers, you did well.
Excuse you, but I'm a third-timer. But really, Sophie deserves the credit. Without her, we'd have gotten nowhere.
Oh, please, you were the one slamming the table. I just helped out. I guess you want your case back, Red? As much as I'd love to jump back in, it's not my case. The car crash was always yours, Sophie. Go finish what you started. I can't do that. This case would have gone cold if not for you. You deserve this. Listen, Sophie, you need to learn that not every case you work on will be solved. Sometimes the evidence is destroyed. Sometimes a lawyer will have it thrown out. In those cases, you just have to accept that life won't always have the answers. So when there's a chance to try again, take it. You might never get that chance again. Thank you, Ernest. Well, one case down, one more to go. Mind if I cut in?
Mind if I cut in?
Oh.
Detective Swift, I'd like to stay. If she really is a suspect, I want to give my side of the story.
Like, certainly, whatever you can give.
Thank you, Detective. And Ernest.
And Ernest? Oh, yeah, and Ernest. You're the biggest idiot I know, Bill.
Detective!
But I know you don't have an evil bone in your body. We can talk later. For now, we have to wait for Annie's lawyer.
I'm taking over Annie's case. You are? God damn, I gotta deal with you again. It's for the good of Eubank Investments. I'll need a moment to speak with her before the interrogation.
This is gonna be tricky. Bill, can you think of any reason Annie might try to harm you?
Of course not. We've worked together for years. Besides, I was with her the whole day. She never had a chance to mess with my car.
Is that so? Well, good luck to you two. You'll need it.
Thanks. Guys, how does anyone expect me to solve 2 cases in one day? Hey, fellas.
We're back. Dearly beloved, we have gathered here today to... Sorry, wrong page. Miss Card, as we explained earlier, you are being held under arrest for aggravated assault and attempted murder. What do you have to say for yourself?
My client denies any wrongdoing. After all, I think you are forgetting one important detail. You had a suspect the whole time, Fry Noyle.
I was wondering about that. Bill, did you see anyone running away from the garage before you started driving?
Well, no. Annie was the one who saw them.
I did, and I can explain it.
Ah. She wrote the love letter. She wrote the love letter to get Noyle to come over there, so that he would be a suspect.
Oh. You know, I gotta say, like, I think this case is where I feel like this. I know we've talked about investigations too fairly often recently, and how often stuff in like very minor details in that game's cases come back. I think this is where we're starting to see that for this game.
Yeah. It's really good. And it also helps that the visual presentation of the game is gorgeous.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think she forged this little love letter to get Noyle to come over there so that he would be in the vicinity of the crime scene. And I'm guessing that she would know to do that because Meg and... hold on, where is it? Meg's car? Yeah, there it is. Meg and Miss Card, like, they did have a connection. They probably talked a lot, and they probably were friends, so...
Yep, and it also explains how Annie would know how to mess with the brakes in the first place.
Yeah, and taught her much of the process.
Granted, just about anyone would probably be able to snap the brakes, but actually locating where they are is probably something else.
Yeah. She's a magician, not a car mechanic. First trick, a suspect from nowhere.
That day, I was in a meeting in my office with Bill until around 1:50 p.m. I was the first one to leave, and that's when I saw that kid running from the property. At the time, I didn't know why he was there. He must have been there that day to sabotage the brakes. Oh yeah, he confessed to it too, didn't he?
Wow, you're a conniving little person, aren't you? Can you tell me your whereabouts before the meeting?
In my office, practicing my magic tricks. The meeting started at 1:30 p.m.
Do you have anyone who can confirm this?
I guess not.
Then we'll have to take your word with a hefty grain of salt. Meg was working on the car up until just before the accident, so the brakes couldn't have been loosened before the meeting.
I was the first one to leave. Okay, yeah, that's when she would have done it.
You already said that. You were the first to leave? I thought it was your office.
Well, yeah, but I had some other stuff around the property that needed to get done.
And what were you doing during that time, Bill?
Well, I was trying to hurry out, but I had to collect my things first.
That makes sense. Continue. Why didn't you stop him?
Well, I figured it might be just a friend of one of the kids. Meg also has people running around a lot. I didn't see a reason to. I only considered it suspicious after the accident.
Fair enough. Let's move on. Did you see him around the car at any point?
I mean, not directly, but he was running away from the garage.
Then how are you certain he did it?
I mean, who else could it have been? Besides, there's not much other reason for him to be running away like that. It's pretty suspicious, if you ask me.
The only thing suspicious here is your story. While it's true that Fry claimed to have caused the accident, he later confirmed to us that he had no involvement. He only took credit because he thought it would make him look cool. Have you ever heard the expression, the simplest explanation is the most likely? Occam's razor? It's clear that upon learning of the potential consequences of his actions, he decided to rescind his confession. As it stands, he has both the motive and the opportunity to commit this crime. Annie is an upstanding citizen. She hasn't been arrested once in her life. So who are you going to believe? A known criminal or one trusted by all who know her? Quite the speech, but not an ounce of it is the truth. I know for a fact Fry didn't commit this crime, and I'll prove it to the both of them.
That's everything?
Yep.
Okay, start looking back for everything again. Love letter. Asking to meet around the... I forget why he actually... I'm gonna be honest, it's been a while, so I forget why exactly he chose to flee the scene. I mean, it could also have been that he just decided to take off. After realizing that Meg wasn't gonna show.
Okay, I think what happened was, the two of them had a falling out, and then Noyle received this letter. And then when he went to go to see Meg, she denied that she wrote it. So he was like, oh, she just played me for a fool, and then he left.
I see. That's the reason he... well, actually, maybe that would explain why he was there, so that could... Again, not sure if it would actually explain anything, though.
At the time, I didn't know why he was there. We can bring up why he was there.
Yeah.
Nope, okay. Well, let's see what...
And voila! Your argument is complete.
Hey, you can't perform
disappears.
magic tricks on my arguments! You're right, she can't, because there was never one there to begin with. Really, Detective, maybe you should have your assistant step outside. She's wasting everyone's time. Wow.
She's just warming up her throat muscles. Right, Justy? Cords of steel?
Jeez, guys, way to make me feel good about myself. I guess I better think of something else.
Okay, that makes sense. The first two statements make sense, I think. 1:30.
1:30. That's a 20-minute difference. How would you see him run away if you were in the meeting until 1:50?
Well, hold on. Before we do that...
Too late.
I was gonna say, like, it's possible he's just... He sticks around... Oh, wait a second. There was some actual dialogue there.
I don't think it shows up. I don't think it shows up for failure dialogue. That's unfortunate. How naive of you. Do you really think he's telling the truth? It's obvious that he lingered there longer and that he sabotaged the brakes. My client saw him there.
There is one
and better evidence
anti-frustration
than that.
feature this game has. Like, there is some exclusive dialogue for, like, evidence that shows you're on the right track, which I do like. Or at least for specific ideas.
I think then I'll try that here. It'll probably just say, no, you're wrong. You couldn't have seen Fry leaving. While Fry does admit to having been at the orphanage, he left long before you would have seen him. And yep, this is where she says, how naive of you. I guess disputing the time when Fry was there won't work. I think maybe try the letter here. Yep, okay. On the right track, just had the wrong statement. Actually, Annie, we already know why Fry was at the orphanage that day. Fry got a love letter, supposedly from Meg, who invited him to the orphanage at a very specific time. 1:50 p.m., which would just so happen to be right around when you claim to have seen him. However, Meg never wrote this letter. It was a fake. Someone else wrote this letter and sent it to Fry. Someone who is familiar with Meg's life. Someone at the orphanage. Oh, we're just going straight to the jump, okay. Why on earth would someone forge a love letter? You're grasping at straws here. Simple. That's because it's obvious that someone wanted to pin the crime on Fry. Someone who knew they'd see him at that exact time. The only person who could have forged the letter. And the only person who claims to have seen Mr. Noyle fleeing the scene. It was you, Annie Card. You sure do love your wild stories, but it's just that, a story. Don't get me wrong, you spun quite the narrative. But it's all circumstantial. Circumstantial smirchum I don't care, man. All the frickin' rival prosecutors always do this shit.
The law, that's the problem. You might not care, but the law cares.
Do you have anything actually concrete connecting my client to that letter? She's right. I know Annie wrote that letter, but I have no way of proving it.
Handwriting analysis? Oh.
Nope.
Unfortunately, the letter was typed, so we can't do a handwriting analysis.
You see, Annie, they don't have anything on you. You'll be out of here soon. Besides, my client never went anywhere near the garage that day.
That's right. I was in my office the whole day. Bill was there with me. He can attest to it.
She's right. We had meetings all day while the kids were at school.
Then let's start from the beginning. What were the meetings about? Anton Chambers came to visit us in the morning. The three of us spoke about the future of the Klaus orphanage. Anton arrived around 12:30 p.m. and Bill arrived at 1 p.m.
To put it simply, he was hoping I would move locations. At the time, I told him that moving was not negotiable. He left right around the same time I did.
Move the Klaus orphanage. That was never brought up until now. I should keep that in mind. I can ask him about it later.
Let's see. When a suspect claims to have an alibi, press them until it breaks. We know that the brakes had to have been tampered with during Meg's break between 1:45 p.m. and 2 p.m. Miss Card, please give us your statement as to your whereabouts during that time period.
Okay.
I never left my office until after the meeting had ended. Anton and Bill were there too, so they can confirm that. The meeting itself, all we did was talk business, nothing unusual happened. There was never a moment where those two weren't watching me.
That statement just is screaming to have something presented to it, but first. You never stepped out of the office at all? Not even for a break?
Nope, I didn't take a break until afterwards.
You're telling me you had meetings all day long, and you never even left for the bathroom?
Trick of the trade, so to say.
Whatever. I don't think pressing her on this will do any good.
Don't ask what's in that bottle under her desk.
Bill, can you verify Annie was in the room the whole time?
Yeah, we were there with her the whole time. Not unless she managed to clone herself.
Detective, maybe we should confirm with Anton. Why do you need him to tell you the same thing twice? Bill saw her the entire time. That's all that matters. But he already lied to us once. He's an unreliable witness.
Hey, I'm right here.
I don't think Bill has a reason to lie to us about this. I'm sure there's a more solid path elsewhere. See, now we get to see, Sophie actually, getting to, even if supposedly she's learning this on the fly, but at the same time...
She's handling it pretty well.
Yeah, certainly better than she would probably expect herself to.
That's pretty vague. Can you clarify what counts as usual?
All we discussed was the future of the orphanage and our partnership. Like I said, we spent the whole time talking. Nothing else noteworthy happened.
Unless something other than talking happened, my client just had a standard meeting. I'll keep that in mind. Continue. I doubt they spent the whole time staring at you. Maybe you distracted them and you slipped out. How long do you think it would take to sneak into the garage and sabotage the brakes in Bill's car? I can guarantee you it would take long enough for someone to notice she was gone. Now, how about you stop wasting our time and move on?
What if she's a speedrunner?
What if she's secretly a Yame Hitano?
Oh yeah.
He's ruthless today. What if she's secretly the speed demon?
Isn't that
Sorry,
interesting?
speak
The fact
DMS.
that, like, technically speaking, Ferris is the, Ferris, as a defense attorney, is technically the rival character here.
Yeah, that is true. I just had PTSD from all the times all the prosecutors said it was circumstantial, so I just immediately referred to it as a prosecutor.
That last statement is probably the clincher.
Magic cabinet. The back of the cabinet has a hidden door, and there are wheels underneath it to allow it to be moved easily.
Well, I think that's probably gonna explain how she did something I don't know about. Let's see.
There's a quaint little window. I feel like it could be the... Oh, no, she performed a magic trick. She performed a magic trick for the meeting itself. All we did was talk business. Nothing unusual happened, but she performed a magic trick.
Yeah.
Nothing unusual happened? That's weird, because that's not at all what you told us earlier. Earlier today, you told us about your meeting with Bill, and it just so happens that you told us about a certain event that happened during it. Namely, you said you showed off your new magic trick. That doesn't sound like business to me.
Well, I always perform magic tricks during my meetings. I just consider that part of business.
She wanted to show us a rope trick before
Our meeting ended. Rope trick, you say?
I protested, but Anton was interested.
What kind of rope trick? Anton was interested in the rope trick? That's unusual.
Yeah, interesting.
It's pretty simple. A member of the audience would tie my hands with rope. I walk inside a cabinet, and a moment later, I would walk out with the rope undone.
Huh. Aha! Nobody saw you after you entered the cabinet. You could have snuck out then. You can't be serious! They would have seen her if she just walked out of it!
She was in there for a bit, but she was clearly struggling to do her trick. After all, she kind of failed at it.
It's true. I couldn't get the rope off, so I had to give up. I still had my hands tied when I came back out. That's what I get for not practicing enough.
Wait, what?
Bill, is that true?
Yeah, I tied her up myself, and Anton confirmed it was tight. When she got out, she still had her hands tied. Anton had to cut it to free her. It was pretty tight too, so she had to cut it pretty short.
I bet you, Anton and, Card collaborated on this little trick here. Because Anton clearly wants, Bill to get off of that property. So, damaging the car...
that makes sense.
And making him unable to pay for the car, which would then make him unable to pay for the rent, would lead him to lose the lease, because he would get kicked out because they couldn't pay rent.
Yeah, and which is why he ended up getting into this trick in the first place. Like, this is really interesting. Like, it has taken a little bit to do it, but we're getting to a point where I really love how, like, it really seems like Anton, like, fits the profile for someone to be involved in this, but it turns out, but then you realize, oh no, he didn't actually, like, do the deed himself, and if he did, like, it's not his responsibility. But no, if they do bring him back into the fold on this, I'm gonna say that's pretty clever.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what it is.
It was pretty tight too, so he had to cut it pretty short.
And then Anton checked it. Checked it for what, Anton? After she exited.
Well, he checked to make sure it was tight.
Yeah, I guess so. But she.
But if they're collaborators, it's possible that
He could have given her
just fake
something.
it.
Et voila! Your case crumbles once again. For the entire length of the meeting, my client was either watched by two witnesses, or she was inside of a box with her hands tied. So you see, there was no possible way that my client could be guilty. Detective, I demand that you release my client immediately. No way. It can't end like this.
Hold on. Let me check Red's notes. I like how it said... Oh, no, wait, no. By cabinet, do you mean the one near the door?
Yeah, that's the one. It's used for a lot of tricks.
I see. In that case, I'd like to hear a little bit more about the trick itself.
Is that really necessary?
This is my interrogation, and I will conduct it as I see fit. Now, Annie, if you don't mind. I can give you the basic rundown, but remember, a magician never reveals her secrets.
I just want to take a look at this rope. It's full of tangled, frayed rope. But she still had her hands tied.
There's originally one long spool of rope inside, so it's possible that's where the rope for the trick came from.
Yeah.
And then they put it back after it was done.
Maggie Shawn's extraordinary escape.
As part of my trick, my hands are to be bound tightly before I enter the empty box alone. The audience then watches the box closely, which is sealed shut and locked. Nothing inside of the box, and no other means of escape. But voila! A few moments later, Maggie Shawn appears, having escaped her bindings. Or, well, that was supposed to happen, but I couldn't get out of the rope.
Well, I already see the problem here, but we'll just question anyways. How does the audience know your hands are really tied? Maybe you just pretended to have them tied. In case you've forgotten, Bill himself tied the rope and Anton confirmed as much. It would be impossible for her to fake that. Well, maybe the trick is that she never really entered the box. She just made them think she entered it.
No, she definitely went into the box. We were watching her pretty closely.
Fair enough, I guess. Bill, were you focused on the box the entire time?
Not by choice. I had to wait the whole time. I certainly would have noticed if she came back out.
What part of the box were you watching?
Well, the front of it.
And you're positive the door was locked, right?
I couldn't open it, that's for sure.
Thank you, Bill. How can we be sure the box was really empty? Maybe there's a secret compartment that you hid tools inside of.
Nope, no hidden compartments.
Unlikely story. How in the world could that be possible?
Magic, of course.
Magic isn't real.
Yes, it is. You take that back, you
I
non-magic believer.
I just realized what her real name is a pun of. Maggie Shawn, magician.
Yeah. It's a little less obvious than the others.
Can't believe I just realized that. If you really could do magic, how come you failed to do the trick?
Well, I don't have enough MP. I hadn't practiced enough, so I wasn't able to perform it correctly.
Admit it, you're not a real magician. Detective?
Alright, everybody calm down. Let's just continue with your statement, Miss Card. We don't need to get into the astral levels of this magician here.
So if you couldn't do the trick, how did you get out of the box?
I had to bang and scream on the cabinet to get them to unlock it and let me out.
It was pretty awkward. She was so insistent that we had to see this trick. She made us wait over 10 minutes while she struggled inside of there before she gave up. I tried telling her to speed it along because I was in a hurry, but she just ignored me and kept trying.
Okay, here's what I think what happened. The box is not actually a box, it's just made to look like one, and it's like the box just opens up into another room that she leaves out. Like it's part of the wall, basically.
That's what I was thinking as well.
I'm just glad she gave up when she did.
How do you know how long it took?
I was in a rush to get to City Hall, so I was checking the time every second until she came out. I wanted to head out the moment she finished.
Come to think of it, why were you in a rush to leave that day?
There was a public hearing from the Building Inspection Commission on new building standards. I wanted to make sure none of the new regulations applied to the Klaus Orphanage. If I had to update the building, I wanted to know as soon as possible.
They have that at City Hall?
Come on, Justy. Azure City has a public hearing at least once a month, usually more. It's common knowledge.
I don't suppose any of those hearings would be very interesting to me, and not unless they start doing art workshops.
Politics, how tiresome.
Box.
Okay.
the back of the cabinet has a hidden door.
Yep.
Actually, there was a way you could escape. There's a false panel at the back you could exit through. That's the secret to your little trick.
Stop ruining the magic!
I'll concede that she had a secret way out of the box. However, have you forgotten where the room in the cabinet was? It was right up against a wall. Even if she did escape, she'd be stuck. What if the cabinet wasn't flush with the wall at that time? Then how did she leave the room? The only exit is the door, where she would have been spotted. Unless you're about to propose she used magic to leave the room as well. Did you, Annie?
If you pick a card, I'll tell you.
Drat, this is going nowhere. That panel is the only way she could have left without being seen. There has to be a way. I just gotta think. How did Annie leave the room without being spotted?
Do you want to just do the... Okay.
Oh, damn it, sorry.
It's okay, it's okay.
Oh, man,
Wait,
I kind of want to go back.
what does the back button do? Does that actually reverse the dialogue?
I'm gonna make a save here real quick, just in case that, like, takes us out of the game. I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Yes, we can.
Oh, yeah, it does.
Okay, awesome.
Hang on, I want to make sure there's like an achievement or something. I feel like there's an achievement for something where you say like magic is real or something. Let me see. There is an achievement where you suggest that magic is real. I don't think this is the one though. But if you want, do you want to just go that
Yes.
for that because it'll. She used magic.
She's Himiko. It was magic. Sorry, it was magic. She escaped the room using her magical powers.
Finally, someone who believes in my magical abilities. You're really funny, Justina.
Hey, don't make fun of me.
Justy, do you need to take a break? If you're feeling out of it, I can do this myself.
No, I can handle it. It won't happen again. I guess that rules out magic.
Alright, so I think...
No, that's it.
Oh, that... Nice. I feel like it's either hidden door or moving the box. I feel like moving the box is... Well, no, moving the... Wait, the window. She escaped through the window. That must be it.
Wait, but how?
The
Isn't
window
the
faces the garage.
There's a quaint little window in the landlady's office near the door. But where?
And they wouldn't be able to see her, and if it's flush with, and if it's over the window, they wouldn't be able to see her going over to the garage, or to the car for that matter.
That's a good point, but I feel like they would have told us if she physically moved the box. But wait, no, no. There are wheels underneath it to allow it to be moved easily. So, like, okay. I think you might be right on that one. She must have prepared a distraction at the very moment she left. Then she was able to sneak out while Bill and Anton weren't looking. Magicians are masters of misdirection, after all.
I'm glad she brought that point up. That is true.
And how did she sneak back in without being spotted?
With a second smoke bomb.
Smoke bomb for Slay the Spire. Bill, were there any such distractions that day?
Not that I remember.
Okay, let me try again.
And Justina, do you need a break?
No, I'm good. I'm just, testing out theories.
This isn't really the time for that.
I think there's a hidden door in that room, behind the cabinet. She obviously escaped through there. And did you ever find such a door when you searched the place? Well, no. As you know, Eubank Investments helped secure the property for the orphanage. As part of that, I personally reviewed both the blueprints and the as-built. And I can assure you, there was no other exit from that room. Okay, let me try again. I got this, guys. What if she had moved the box beforehand? Oh, move the box in front of the window. That's okay.
Sorry,
yeah.
was that real, or was that, like...
Was what real?
Was that, like, oh... hand? I mean, okay, I will admit, like, I was more thinking that she could have done it before, or, like, right as she was doing the trick, but yeah.
My brain was closed-minded. I was thinking she moved the box while she was inside of it. I don't know why my brain went to that. But yeah, moving the box
Maybe
beforehand and moving it in front of the window would definitely
psychic
be more
powers.
reasonable. Sayaka Maizono? After all, it's been a month. We have no way of knowing if it was in the same spot as it is now.
Bill, do you remember where in the room the cabinet was?
Not really. She tends to move her furniture around a lot, so it's hard to keep up.
Then Justina could have a point. We just have to show an area where she could have put the box that would allow her to leave unseen.
Where could the cabinet have been? It must be...
The window.
to the wall?
Yeah.
There's exactly one spot the cabinet could have been that would allow Annie to enter and exit the room unseen. And that place is the window. Think about it. The cabinet would have blocked their view. She could slip out of the back of the cabinet through the window into the garage. Then, when she was done, she simply snuck back in and pretended like her trick failed. Even if the cabinet was placed in front of the window, how do you explain the rope around her hands? She couldn't just open it and jump out while tied up. It's obvious, isn't it? She really was able to untie her bindings. Her trick worked, just not in the way anyone expected. Annie, tell them how your trick really works.
I can't do that. A magician never reveals...
How do you escape the bindings?
I'm supposed to have someone purposely tie the rope in such a way that I could slip my hands out. I thought I was good enough to get out of the rope anyways, but I failed.
And who was the person who checked the rope? Anton. And there you go. While it is possible for her to escape the bindings, she could only do so if Bill had purposely tied the rope in such a way that enabled it. Bill, did you do such a thing?
No?
There you have it. Unless you want to claim the box has a hidden blade inside, Annie couldn't untie herself. Drat, she's gonna fight me tooth and nail on every single detail of this.
If that's the case, let's hear Annie's statement on the matter.
You really don't know when to give up, do you?
Touché. I didn't come this far just to give up when we are so close. If this case is dead in the water, I want to sink with it.
If the detective is up for it, so am I. Go ahead, then. Waste our time even more. It's what you're the best at.
You're supposed to help me. Don't encourage them.
Let them flounder. They can't prove any of this.
Fine, but this is the last time.
Act 4. The final act.
There's no way I could have escaped that rope alone. Bill would have had to tie it in just the right way, and Anton would had to have not noticed. The only way out of the rope at that point would be cutting it. But even if I did cut the rope, it would be too short for me to tie my hands again. It's not like there was extra rope lying around for me to use.
You're just digging your grave.
Yeah.
Is there really no way? Maybe there's something in the cabinet we haven't found yet. Detective, I think we should... Oh, no, you don't. If you can't prove this, then you should let my client go now. Fine. Stick with what I already know.
For what it's worth, I checked inside of that box before she entered. I can attest that it was completely empty.
Can you tell me how your hands were tied?
I had both arms behind my back, and my wrists were bound tightly together. It was so tight I couldn't use my hands whatsoever.
It's safe to say that unless someone else helped her, she wouldn't have been able to escape that box or those bindings. I wonder, is it possible that someone helped her? Bill, did you make sure she didn't have anything on her? Like any kind of tools or blades?
I did, yes. She had nothing on her. I can't see any way she could have cut the rope after she entered the box.
I wonder, is there a way she could have cut the rope? Cut the rope. Fun game.
I've not played that personally.
I only played a little bit of it when I was younger on my iPad. I have very fond memories of it, though.
I was more of a Jetpack Joyride kid, Temple Run kid.
No, same. So was I.
Although that said, having my iPad at age like 12 or 13, I think it was also how I discovered the Ace Attorney series, and like who knows how long it would have taken me to discover that and end up where I am here. So yeah, isn't that funny?
Yeah. Did you ever
Really
play a
liked
game?
Crashing a lot though.
Your iPad?
Yeah, like the iOS version of Ace Attorney crashes a lot, like especially during. It was especially bad during like Rise from the Ashes. Like, there were many times where playing the opening cutscene of Rise from the Ashes, it would crash on the opening cutscene.
It did have
that was the one I remember the most about, and also because I was a kid and didn't have a laptop or anything at the time. There was often just a lot of checking for the answers and kind of just getting lost and even skipping around parts of this stuff. So I didn't really. There were some cases that I didn't fully understand the story of, like even Bridge to the Turnabout I didn't fully understand until I replayed the series, the original trilogy, when it came out on Steam.
I think that was like 2019.
Yeah.
I downloaded the Ace Attorney app on my phone around the same time. I think the iOS port actually came out before like the remastered trilogy in 2019. I had downloaded the app.
I did.
And like I would get stuck. I think during Turnabout Sisters, the game would crash a few times as well.
Yeah,
it's a very buggy
port. The
port.
only time I remember crashes was during like Recipe for Turnabout, but Rise from the Ashes was just so bad. Like it honestly was probably like if I wasn't like able to actually skip around at my leisure, I'd probably never see that case's ending without just looking it up.
Yeah. It did have a lot of 3D elements and like examining evidence in close detail, which probably overloaded the iPhone or the iPad in this case.
The cutscene in it is also like one of the most action-packed in. It's got so. I mean, the cutscene for Rise from the Ashes has so many moving elements to it that that's probably why. I mean, it was made in 2005 after all, compared to 2001 for the rest of the game. Anyway, I'm sorry, we're getting a little sidetracked, aren't we?
This is the last thing I want to mention. Did you ever play a game called Spy Mouse?
Spy Mouse? No.
Ah, damn. I've been trying to figure out a way to play it again. It's a game that came out on the iPhone and iPad. You basically play as a mouse that had to, like, sneak through different places, like, trying to get away from cats and trying to get cheese. It was a really fun game.
Oh, I see. I do know of a... I may have a game recommendation for you after we finish up here.
Alright.
In that case.
We got completely sidetracked.
Yeah?
Alright, anyway. Maybe you were able to tie the rope back together again.
No way. She handed me the rope when she was done. It looked like it had only been cut once, when Anton cut her free. I would have noticed if she reused the same rope.
Speaking of which, were you able to confirm that the rope was still tied the same way?
Anton cut it pretty soon after she came out. I didn't have a chance to look.
So she was tied up with your knot, but could have come out with any knot.
You could have gotten that rope from anywhere. Maybe you hid it somewhere on the property. Maybe she escaped with magic. As long as we're throwing out conjecture, anything is possible. Let's face it, Annie is innocent. Unless you can show me just where she found this hypothetical rope, you've got nothing. If you're so confident in your little hypothesis, let's take it to court and see what a jury thinks. I wonder, is there a place where she could have found rope?
Yes.
It's a very simple little mystery here, but it's really engaging with how, like, I came to a lot of these conclusions, like, literally right before the game gets to them, and that's really satisfying when you're able to get to the conclusions, but the case doesn't drag it out. I just find that really satisfying. I think that's what Investigations 2 does really good as well.
Yeah, and I'm also guessing that's something that Dual Destinies falters at.
No, I actually think the mystery writing of Dual Destinies in general is pretty good. It's just the character and the story where I think it falls pretty flat.
Yeah, guess we'll have a lot to discuss then.
Yep. Actually, Annie, there was extra rope. Actually, Annie,
Rope.
there was lope. Actually, Annie, there was extra rope lying around. Meg keeps a box of rope in the garage, which just so happens to be in the place where you were going to anyways. This is ridiculous! How can you prove any of that? You know, something was bothering me since I found that box. It was full of short pieces of frayed, tangled rope. They would have been completely useless. The way the rope looked, it was almost as if it came from someone cutting up knotted rope. That doesn't prove anything. The rope could have come from anywhere. Hang on, I'm not done. Meg also said something else that was quite interesting. There was supposed to be a long spool of rope inside, but when we looked, it was missing. Almost as if someone took it. And I know exactly who that person was. Then how do you explain how Annie got the rope off in the first place? As we already explained, it was impossible for her to untie herself. It all comes down to this. The final piece of the puzzle. How did Annie escape the bindings? The question I should be asking is, when did Annie escape the bindings? Did she escape the bindings before she entered the box? Did she escape the bindings while she was in the box?
Here.
Did she escape the bindings after she got out of the box?
It would probably have to be after she got out of the box, considering the fact that, you know, I feel like it has to be after she got out of the box, because we already checked the box, there was nothing in there, she had nothing on her, unless it was tied. Well, no, Bill tied it, so it was a pretty tight knot.
However, Anton checked it afterwards, so... Okay, so we have to say when it was, and we have to present evidence to prove that that's correct.
Let's see.
So I think we present
So I
Annie's
think
bindings.
the bindings are the clue here. It was after...
Nope.
No.
Don't think that's right. And you think there's gotta be an answer? Let me try again.
Maybe before then?
No, because they would have seen her.
Well,
So
I mean, she wouldn't have even had to escape necessarily. It's possible that Anton loosened the bindings before she entered, but not enough for it to be obvious.
So you want to try that?
Yeah.
All right. Anton was the last person to check Annie's bindings before she entered the box. He also had a knife on him, as we established. Meaning, he cut the rope before Annie entered the box. Anton! What do you... That doesn't... It's obvious the two of them were working together.
That's ridiculous. You can't prove any of this. We could certainly pay Anton a visit and see what he tells us.
He has a pistol, maybe that's not a good idea.
We only need one of you to talk. So, how much do you trust him to keep his mouth shut? Do you believe in the prisoner's dilemma?
Detective, I don't understand. Why would Annie attack me? She has no reason to.
Actually, Bill, I know exactly why.
Probably not a... Okay, money? Or the...
Money.
It's either that or the orphanage gone, but that's more Anton's stuff.
Yeah, Anton was... I mean, if we go to Annie's profile here, it says that she's trying to make her big break as a stage magician, which...
If she ends up managing to
Maybe-
sell the land, if she sells the land to Eubank Investments,
she is the landlady.
then that's likely a pretty penny.
She is the landlady, so Anton made her a deal saying, hey, if you sell me this land, I'll give you a cut of the gold mine that we're going to make here. And then you can get off, you can break off, you can reach for the stars as a magician if you want to. So she fell for the bait, is what I think happened.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But let's go through the funny options first. You and Annie were clearly working together. You must have wanted a hefty insurance payout. So the two of you concocted this little scheme to commit insurance fraud.
What on... How dare you? This is an outrageous thing to accuse me of.
Hold on there, Justy. I think you went a little off the rails there. I'm sure Annie had a motive, but this isn't it, Chief. Why don't you try again?
It's obvious, isn't it? She did this out of revenge. You must have done something to wrong her. And she attacked you out of retribution.
That's ridiculous. I have nothing against Bill.
Annie and I are friends. She'd have no reason to want revenge on me.
Yeah, you're still off the rails there. You need help getting back on there?
No, I'm good. I'm still on track. Probably. As much as I hate to admit it, I think she wanted to scare you. She wanted... Okay, I think that might have actually been the right answer there.
Admittedly, the two of them are sort of similar. I think we're,
Do you want to see what
what
the
are you
other...
looking for?
You want to see what the other
Oh,
option
you
would
can
be?
just press the back button.
That's true. I keep forgetting that that's a feature.
Yeah.
It's clear to me that she was after your money. Her plan was to intimidate you so she could extort you. That's a slanderous accusation! My client would never do such a thing!
I'm just the director of an orphanage. I barely make enough to make ends meet. Annie knows about that. I'd be the worst person to extort for money.
Justy, I'm gonna be honest. I feel like you... I'm gonna be honest, Justy. I'm glad you're not in charge of a train station.
S-tier joke. As much as I hate to admit it, I think she wanted to scare you. She wanted you to move the orphanage to a new location, and so she set up this plan with Anton to make it happen. After all, Anton was pretty interested in buying it.
The motel isn't what matters. It's the land it sits on. It's situated on a property gold mine. That land could be put to much better use. That whole area ought to be transformed into new luxury townhouses and condos. A plethora of Azure City's finest would love nothing more than to settle their families right next to Whitehall.
That's not... If I wanted him out so badly, why didn't I just evict him?
You couldn't.
I'm his landlord, after all. Landlady.
Come on. We both know that wasn't possible. And this explains why.
At least.
Your contract was ironclad. It had exhaust synergies. I mean, there was no way they could force you to leave. You'd have to do so willingly. So their plan was to either scare you into leaving, or kill you. That's going a bit far, but... What?
Ready to talk yet, Annie? Or should we go pay Anton a visit now? If you talk first, it'll make your life a whole lot easier.
Yeah, I did kind of forget the fact that, I'm forgetting the fact that this was basically an attempted murder, because I forgot that because Anton,
like Bill
not
himself
Anton.
was unharmed because
Yeah,
he
he
wasn't
didn't-
moving that fast.
He didn't actually get injured, so I completely forgot about the fact that this was literally an attempt on his life. So,
Yeah. Also noticing that we're getting a bit of good cop, bad cop between
Yep.
Justina and whoa. A good performer knows when to throw in the cards. Fine, I confess.
that animation was fucking awesome.
Annie, why? I don't understand. We worked together for 5 years. You helped raise the kids as your own.
If you just decided to move out, I'd have done everything to help. You wouldn't do it. You're too stubborn for it. I didn't have any other choice. I thought if I scared you and the kids, you'd leave. A better way to do so than have you get hurt.
He could have fucking died, Annie. That would be a murder charge.
The funny thing is, it worked. Like magic. It worked?
After the car accident, the kids were scared, so I agreed to the move. I
Oh,
thought
damn.
Meg caused it, so I played along with their story to keep her safe. I knew for a long time that a motel was no place to raise children. A more conventional home would be better, and that was the straw to break my back. So I agreed to move further away, on the condition that the students could at least finish their semester in May.
I see. So then why did you want him to move? When I first inherited the motel, I had a few offers to buy it. But then what? Live off that money for a few years and then go have a real job? At the time, I had no goal, no motivation. Bill offered something no one else could, a chance to do something good. So I took it. I figured that even if I died, I at least helped some kids have a better life. Then I discovered stage magic. That's something I was not only good at, but something I wanted to do. Then I was trapped in a place I could no longer sell, when I needed more money, when I needed money more than ever to perform my magic around the world. That's when Anton came to me and offered me a way out.
Yup. Knew it.
He gave me the deal of a lifetime. He'd buy the property for enough money that I could finally pursue my dream.
What a rotten bastard.
All I had to do was get Bill to sell.
That little... We did not agree to any of that! If Anton agreed to buy it, he was going around us completely! He can't make promises like that without informing me!
He said it was prime real estate. We just needed Bill gone.
Do you have any idea what the hell you two were doing? If the public finds out about this, it would ruin Eubank Investments! How is that what he's worried about the most? Bill could have died.
Why, for the love of God, did you not tell me what was going on? There had to be a better way.
If you could have paid the same amount, I would have sold you the whole place. But you couldn't. I had no choice.
I can't believe this, Annie. What are the kids going to think? Could you really look Meg in the eyes and tell her that your career was worth more than my life?
Damn.
Took the calculated risk that you'd be driving too slow for it to be dangerous. And
His
that I'd be
life
able to-
isn't a calculated risk!
It almost
think-
let me draw a new hand. Unfortunately, the card exhausted itself.
Stop. I guess we do need some levity in this. To think I defended you! I believed in you!
It's a shame that she didn't have a Magatama on her or something else.
Yep.
You know something, Ferris? I never liked you. You act all high and mighty like everything in life is fair. If you stopped working right now, where would you be? Living it up in a mansion, doing whatever you want? If I had your money, I could be free to live my life however I want. And would it be worth it? Knowing that it comes at the cost of those kids' homes? Bill would have found another place. I was done worrying about other people for a change. I think we've heard enough. Let's finish this case up. Dang.
That was really good. Damn.
Yeah, like, I think that, like, I feel like the whole indictment on Ferris was, like, fairly quick, but I think it said a lot in very little time.
Yes. That speech at the end. It's kind of similar to... Actually, I can't talk about this yet because the episode probably hasn't come out yet. I can cut it out. I'll just cut it out.
And yeah, I do sort of see what you're saying. I actually thought you were going to bring up something like Attorney of the Arcane, because I am seeing like similar themes here.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's also related, but I think it's just like with the recency of playing. I can just cut this out. Viewers will be back in a second.
I think this case actually presents like a decent amount of themes to it that really do make it work in its own way.
Yeah. Very excited to see
And
what
avoided
comes
third
after
case
this.
syndrome. Look at that.
Yeah, no third case syndrome. This one was really good. It's the best one so far. I'm really excited to see what cases 4 and 5 have, and also the DLC case that's coming out soon. Do you know?
Yeah, that
when
one.
that's coming
Like,
out?
I only saw the trailer for that one. I don't know if it ties into the story of this game at all. But God, it looks menacing.
Freaking arson case.
Yeah.
And like the trailer that I saw was very ominous.
I think it mentioned like Krampus or something.
Krampus. It might come out during Christmas time, actually.
Yeah, maybe.
Is that what the release date is, or is there not a release date on there yet?
Yeah.
Did you hear what I said?
Oh, no, I didn't.
I said, is there a release date on there yet, or is it just say to be coming soon?
Don't believe so. No, I think at most it just said sometime this
Sometime this what? You cut out.
year.
Okay. Well, either way, I'm excited for that one. After we finalized her confession, Annie was taken away. Ferris left without another word. She looked even angrier than usual.
Justy, we did it. We really did it. Come here.
Ah!
Oh,
Is this a hug or is she trying to kill me?
oh, that's adorable.
Aww.
We did it. We solved the case. You did it. I'm so proud of you.
Light fading, lungs failing. Poison!
Got her in a vice grip. You okay over there, Miss Assistant? You're turning pretty red.
Can't
Red is my coat.
breathe. Help! Help me!
Sorry, I guess I went a little overboard.
More than a little.
I wanted to be the first to say, great work, both of you. You solved 2 cases in a single day. I'm pretty impressed with how you two did in there. You make for a great team.
Yeah, these two characters, Justina and Swift, have
Sophie.
a lot of chemistry. Sophie, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, they even bring up how they are, like, how they've kind of started to bond early. Apparently they've gone out drinking together.
Yeah.
I think I may have to give you my assistant, Sophie.
I think I'm ready to just be a clerk again. I don't think I can keep doing this.
But you're really good at it. You can't stop now. Hey, why don't we go take Zephyr for a victory lap after this? We can celebrate properly then. Do you think
Please.
Sophie goes... Do you think Sophie, like, goes out to, like, a freaking racetrack or something?
Probably, yeah. It sounds like she lives for the thrills, so... Please not Zephyr again.
I can't believe it. Annie, she could have killed me. And all over the orphanage, no less. Was everything a lie? Did the orphanage just mean nothing to her? To think she would throw it all away.
Come on, Bill. You know that isn't true.
Actually, I know for a fact it isn't true. I can prove it. Here's the proof that Annie really did care about the orphanage's residents. Now, like...
Probably
this
the
could
car.
this could be ruled as like Annie was just trying to figure out how to mess with a car, but still, she provided Meg with car parts and even taught her how to do it. So that's got to count for something.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for Annie, Meg would never have found her true passion. Yeah, that too. Actually, I kind of forgot about that detail.
Actually, yeah. There's a lot of like themes of like passions here. Like, I think the
Passion.
whole like idea of finding your calling is another theme to this case.
Yeah.
You see it in so many characters.
Doughboy,
Sophie, Justina,
Annie,
Bill, Annie, of course.
even Lowell with his
Um,
ambitions.
Yeah, even Fry, to be honest.
I think I said Doughboy. I don't refer to him
Yeah.
as by his actual name.
I mean, honestly, it applies to basically everyone aside from Ernest and Sue, I think.
Well, I think Ernest, I feel like we have more to learn about him for sure.
Yeah, Ernest is more... He definitely comes across as a more subdued character.
She taught Meg everything she knew about working with machinery. Plus, she helped Meg completely rebuild a car. I don't believe that was all for nothing. I think she really did value the orphanage, and you too. I just think she felt stuck, and that made her desperate.
Thank you. Justina, was it? I'm sorry for causing you all so much trouble. And Ernest.
I'll talk to you later, Bill. I have a lot to say to you in private.
Anyways, what are you doing here still, Detective? I thought you'd be home by now.
The detective never rests until his work's done. Besides, there's one more thing we need to take care of. Why don't you go wait inside? I'll be right back.
What? Okay. Any idea what's going on here?
Only one way to find out.
Yeah, like, where does the story go from here, is what I'm curious about. Oh, hey, guys!
Yeah. What's this about? Well, you two are the ones who kickstarted this sprawling affair. So, we wanted to give you a little update. We solved the embezzlement case.
One very long explanation later.
Oh! Wow! So, the Eubanks didn't take the money.
You're voicing 3 characters here, I'll take Chandra.
Alright, good.
I guess I may have jumped the gun.
Cheer up, Chandra. It's thanks to us the orphanage is getting all its money.
Hey, don't be too proud of yourselves, you still committed a crime. So what now?
We can certainly put in a good word with the prosecutor. As short-sighted as your robbery was, it did help us uncover the real crime. If only I hadn't been caught.
Just accept it, Hannah. We lost. But thanks for trying to cover for me.
Anytime, partner. Next time I'll take the truth to my grave.
Please don't. You gave me enough of a headache last time.
I wonder if she's actually going to become the great Yortogarasu in that case.
The great
Feel the truth and
Yortogarasu!
take it
Oh
with
my
her.
god! The freaking the turnabout ablaze! Afterwards.
Oh no!
No! No, not extraterritorial rights! No! Krampus is gonna be the villain, and he's gonna shut us down at every turn with extraterritorial rights. Because he doesn't want us to trade on Christmas. Or something like that, I don't know. Afterwards, Sophie and I went out to celebrate our victory. And as expected, I got completely swamped in paperwork the next day. Sue said I had to do double the work to make up for my little adventure. I told her I was finally ready to retire from my detective work. And then a new case popped up, and I was called upon once again. So much for retirement. Swiftly
end.
solved.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier with like how a lot of this feels like how this case really sets up a growth arc for Sophie, and also just with a title like that, you expect it's going to focus a lot on her, which it does, and I like that.
I honestly didn't even see I don't know what the actual case titles are. I guess they don't have titles,
Let me
but
see.
the
I
achievements
can
the
check
achievements
those for
kind of
you.
the achievements kind of give them titles.
Yeah, case 1 is On the Hunt. Case 2 is Feline Assault. And apparently case 4 is called Glass Bullet.
Say that again?
Glass Bullet is the name of case 4.
Glass bullet.
Or at least that's the achievement you get for solving it.
And then case
And
5?
Case 5 is Forging a New Path, so more generic
Yeah.
one.
Well,
But yeah, I gotta say, it definitely took, I gotta say, I really like that. This is probably the highest I've been on this game so far.
yeah, same.
I'm really interested to see where it goes next. This is, like, I do feel like this is definitely more than just, like a very this is not just a by the numbers, like, mystery visual novel, in my opinion. Like,
Yeah.
there's clearly something to this.
Like
And
they
I
could
think
have.
that after this, and I think this case has definitely like taken it a step up.
Yeah, for sure. I think coming into this, I was like, Paper Perjury, it has a really captivating art style, I'll give it that, but it might just be, a standard, they might just go, like, formula completely based on the Ace Attorney formula, but no. They've really carved their own path and made it unique to itself. And I think that's probably
You
the
could say
best
they were
praise I can
forging a
give
new
it.
path.
Shut up. Be quiet.
You set me up for that one. You gotta admit.
Yeah, I guess I did.
But yeah, I do wonder though where where this case goes from here, because there is still, I feel like there are still like some smaller loose ends, like evidently we have Anton's involvement to like look into, so that I feel like he might be involved. He's still probably going to be a player in this, especially since he had less of a role, at least in terms of his screen time.
I think I think one story thread that is definitely going to be coming back is, this is like such a minor detail. I don't know why I remember this detail and not some of the other ones, but Justina's parents were somewhat involved with the Eubanks, from what I remember being talked about in Case 2, I think. So I feel like that's going to come up at some point.
Yeah, I forgot about that, but now that you brought it back, I vaguely remember something like that, but that will be... I think she mentioned, like, that she knew them through... She at least knew who they were because of her parents or something like that. But we'll just have to see where that goes. She does bring up how... She has brought up her parents and them having a shop and being artists and all.
Yeah.
So... them being more involved in the plot somehow, even if it's just in backstory, is a very real possibility.
The one character that I definitely want to return and not just be like a case specific character is definitely Doughboy. I had a lot of fun voicing him, and he had a lot of spunk to him.
He's a surprising, like, interesting character, I think. And I even think that I even think that, like, technically you could even tie him into some of the game's wider themes with the whole...
You cut out a little bit there. Corlin. Hello?
Okay, let's try this again.
Okay, you're back. All right.
Anyway, without further ado, what I think, the way I think that Fry is tied into the game's, like, wider themes of, I guess, social commentary, if you want to call it that, and just the fact, and actually, let me look up if it's the right one. Gentrification, which is basically where you restore deteriorated property in cities, but bring it up to middle class or upper class standards, and which causes lower income people to be removed, basically. I think you can tie that with, like, his and Ernest's sentiments about the cupcake bakery, the Big O, I think it was called.
Yeah.
I can't remember if that's actually a thing. I can't remember how tied in that was, but I do think that there's probably something that, if that is there, then I think that's how you tie him into that theme. And personally, I do hope he comes back.
Yeah, I think there was a trend a few years ago, like right after Avengers: Infinity War came out, where people would reminisce about the MCU and they would say, what is one marvelous scene? Like one scene that just captured your attention and just really grabbed you, I guess. And for me, I really think it's that entire exchange with Doughboy, and especially that short little scene about the bake shop, Ernest and Doughboy reminiscing about this bake shop that they used to go to, and that inspired Doughboy's art that just got shut down because it couldn't afford to stay open anymore. That's probably what I would say is like the one marvelous scene, in my opinion, so far at least.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I think it's also like a place where you can really tell that the I mean, granted, I think what sets this case apart from Case 2, because, like, Case 2 still had a fair amount going on, like, with Oliver and his motivations and how they tied into a lot of different things. Mm-hmm. Well, not a lot of the different things, but you get what I mean.
Yeah.
What I mean is that Fry is definitely a side character, but the fact that, like, you have that kind of attention paid with him, should you choose to seek it out, is definitely telling of, like, the amount of care that's going into this game, and I really like that.
Yeah. They put their blood, sweat, and tears into this, for sure.
Yeah. And I really hope to, I gotta say, I know we're really singing this game's praises, despite
Yeah.
being only about halfway there, but I'm excited. I'm glad we got to do this.
Yeah. For sure. I'm glad that you agreed to come on and join me on this journey.
Mm-hmm. Well, guess we'll see you on the next
Yep.
one.
We will get to case 4 next time. And that will definitely be sooner rather than later, because I am dying to see what happens in a case called Glass Bullet. That sounds menacing as hell.
Yeah.
All right, well, see you guys
On
later.
the flip side, everybody.
Good night. I think it's similar. It's very similar to the speech that Kinji gave to Tsurugi at the end of Case 3, Chapter 3. It gave me very similar feelings to that, which I would say is a brilliant thing.
Yeah, and like the fact that like Annie ultimately seems to recognize that I think Annie recognized it. We don't really get the same recognition that Annie knows what she did was wrong. I mean, she probably does, but she doesn't acknowledge it as much. But considering the other characters do, it's not really needed. I think what really clinches it is the fact that Tsurugi. First of all, Tsurugi doesn't realize like how he and Kinji operate under similar logics. Annie sort of feels like Ferris is, and in the same way, Ferris feels like she isn't reconsidering her stance on anything or seeing things from the perspectives of others at all. I think this would also be like a clip worth like uploading after Case 3 comes out,
Yeah.
depending on how the timelines light up.
Yeah, for sure. Because this is definitely what this case has presented so far is definitely something worth dissecting and discussing. It's really good. I like it.
Yeah, honestly, like no joke, like I don't have paper perjury myself, but I might just have to make a video about it. Like I was thinking of maybe I could make a video about it in terms of like the just the art style of just the art style and all the fun details it does with world building. Like that could be a video in and of itself, and maybe with a bit of Attorney of the Arcane in there for seasoning and just extra stuff. But